First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking these things as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next. You found us at postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcast app you're using on the Post Wrestling feed. And of course,
we are live on youtube.com/postwrestling. Hello, YouTube room. How are we doing?
Hello. We are live inside the BDE. We're reunited together.
This is weird. I'm kind of forgetting how to do this. I keep on thinking I need headphones on.
It's because we
right there. It's strange.
We've done this years as roommates, just across from each other, and then the past almost a year now has been away from each other, StreamYarding over over the interwebs. But
it's kind of more convenient a lot of the time, right?
We should have learned that really earlier on. But also
we just had to live together.
Living together is pretty convenient too.
Yeah,
it's Ronald Rent, you know what I mean? But I'm happy we're here in the BDE Towers. We're going to talk about all the wrestling. Hopefully you're not wrestled out because disclaimer, we're going to try our best here, but we're a little spent.
It's been a long day. It's been a real long day. A lot of wrestling. We hosted our Forbidden Door watch party at Wide Open, which was a great success, a lot of fun. Great show. We'll talk a little bit about it a little later on.
Yeah, I think we'll obviously jump into WWE NXT Heatwave today because that's what we're here to talk about. And you know why? It's because we're your NXT friends. But we're your wrestling friends too. And Sundays, we usually go live with Poisonrana. So while you're listening, go in your podcast app or YouTube or Insta, Twitter, whatever, search Poisonrana Pod and give us a little follow for all the other pods that we do. But like you said, we had a bit of a hangout today watching Forbidden Door with all the friends in Toronto, and shout out anyone who came through. A lot going on in the city, and it's summertime and everything, but we watched Forbidden Door, and then we rushed home, and then we turned on Heatwave, and then we watched more wrestling.
Some Swiss Chalet.
We had some Swiss Chalet, True Canadians today for sure, and now we're here. So somehow we have survived. I don't know how, but we're here.
Feel better than I thought I was going to feel, but it was nice. We came back, it was still daylight outside, so it's like cool. It's just daytime, watching more wrestling. Soon as we got to like the main event and the sun had set, I was feeling it a little.
You're a little tired.
A lot of wrestling.
I'm pretty tired, but I'm gonna there'll probably be a few times where I'm like, oh yeah, that happened today, or or just blank on things.
We got each other. It's okay.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we got each other. Maybe it's too many of the. What did we have on your drink menu today? The Tiger Drivers 91. Maybe
Tiger Driver 91.
Maybe that was what did it.
Proto Star.
That was
very yummy.
Yes. What I had the chocolate kisses.
Chocolate kisses.
I didn't realize that was a wrestling move. Queen Aminata.
Yeah, you don't watch Collision.
Yeah, but now I've learned it's not only the best shot, but also the best wrestling move going on. The chocolate kisses. So that was pretty delicious.
You saw Stephanie Vaquer and raise the bar.
Yeah,
with that one.
True. Yeah. Your drink menus always hit very, very good, and everyone was having fun drinking all the fun wrestling inspired cocktails, the forbidden pour, if you will. And I'll get the cheap plug out of the way now. But we said we're in Toronto, and if you're in Toronto or thinking of visiting Toronto. You may have heard the news broke first on the Rewind. What are they? Rewind to Dynamite? No, it's not. It's Rewind Away, I guess.
Rewind to Forbidden Door.
Rewind to Forbidden Door post show.
That's the one.
John Away, the kings of this shit. They announced first Saturday, September 20th in Toronto, King Street West, Gabby's. We're going all out, and we're gonna salute and have a few cold ones. We're gonna have the tailgate for All Out happening just down the street at the Scotia Bank, the bank with AEW All Out. It's going to be a fun weekend of wrestling, and we thought we'd invite everyone out there, all the listeners, if you're making your way down to Toronto, to hang out with us. We're going to have the wrestling tunes, maybe some wrestling karaoke, some games, prizes, and of course, you get to hang out with the post-wrestling crew. So very excited about this one. All out. You don't need to buy a ticket, but for more information, go to Poisonrana.ca. You can sign up to our event, Brighton. Let us know you're coming.
Yeah, Poisonrana.ca. It's the first link on our link tree, and we'll just give you all the information. You can confirm your attendance, but it is absolutely free. So come along, come hang out. It looks like September's going to be pretty nice still. So it should be lovely weather. We'll have the patio open as well. Lots of wrestling songs, lots of drinks. Might need to carry some of these drinks over. The
Poisonrana, the Tiger Driver. Absolutely. Yeah, some of them were really good. So we'll have some new ones, some classics as well. And again, hopefully we have a lot of the post wrestling. Obviously, John Away. I know Jack Wannon, Eric Marcotte. We're going to get them to fight. It's going to be a HIAG, Helena Gabby's. Hell in a Cell, yeah. Jack versus Eric. Last one to fall.
No one's ever seen them in the same room twice.
So
they've done a show together, but technology AI. These days, exactly.
So yeah, hopefully WH, maybe Mike Murray. We're gonna have the post wrestling Toronto crew coming together. And if you're thinking of making the trip for All Out, obviously pay-per-view enough will be worth it. But come tailgate with us and have some fun on the 20th of September.
Also, if you're one of those people who don't know who we are, you just thought, I sat down, it's a Sunday night. I'll watch some NXT Heatwave, and I wonder if there's anyone talking about it. Well, hello, that's us. We're Braden and Davie, your NXT friends, and we do this every Tuesday. We talk about NXT on the Post Wrestling Network, but we have our own stuff going on as well. We are known as Poison Rana, and you can give us a follow, Poison Rana Pod on YouTube, or just search Poison Rana wherever you get your podcasts. And we have lots going on. We normally, on Sundays, we go live at around 2 p.m. and talk about everything that's happened in the world of wrestling. We will be on a little hiatus the next couple of weeks because you're going to be away. You're going to be in Tokyo, but in Japan and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, quick shout out. If anyone by any chance is going to DDT Peter Pan night 2, I will be. My DMs are open. If you're in Tokyo, let me know. I will be there. I don't know if Tanahashi will make it. Thankfully, he didn't climb that cage.
Yeah.
Because now he still is on the card, hopefully. But we go live every Tuesday. We go live after NXT and we talk all about it. But the next few weeks, I will be away. You'll be holding down the fort. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be Clash in Paris. There's going to be a Worlds Collide. Eventually, when we get back, we'll talk about Halloween Havoc being announced for October, No Mercy, and NXT Guns Blazing in the next weeks and months to come. So tons of shows. But we also have a Patreon, and while you're listening, check out patreon.com/PoisonRana. We do movie reviews, retro wrestling reviews, and retro NXT reviews, and so much more. $5 for a whole month's access. We've recently reviewed Fantastic Four 2005. Shout out Michael Chiklis and Jessica Alba. We know that there's a WrestlePalooza coming back.
Yeah.
We thought we haven't reviewed any ECW in a little while, so we might do a retro WrestlePalooza in the next few weeks.
I think we're looking at WrestlePalooza 1997, which you can find online. I know things have changed a little bit since media rights deals and running havoc and vaults and all that. I have been able to find this online, actually on the Internet Archive.
Ooh, also a good streaming service.
Yeah, the Lord's work for us. But yes,
we've reviewed old Heatwaves, ECW Heatwaves on our shows. That's in the catalog there too.
But this features the Eliminators taking on the Dudley Boys for the ECW World Tag Team Championship, Taz versus Shane Douglas for the ECW World Television Championship, and a loser leaves town match between Tommy Dreamer and Raven, as well as Terry Funk versus Chris Candido for the World Championship. Nice. Lots and lots to talk about. I have not seen this show before, but it's WrestlePalooza season, guys.
Yeah, we're NXT friends, but if you have checked out some of our other shows, you know we cover everything. We just did an episode 11 of The Champ is Here. We've been going through John Cena's title reigns, and that's been a ton of fun. So we are your wrestling friends, full stop, and we like to keep you entertained on those long drives, lonely nights, hot showers, whatever it is you're podcasting. We're here for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna blow our own trumpets here, but I think the Champ is Here series we've been doing is well worth the $5 to take
Absolutely.
Part. We were joined by Kevin Hudson, formerly from Geekcentric, and talking all about the 11th reign of John Cena, which is kind of the reign with a little bit of an asterisk, as CM Punk had left the company with the title. They created this new title, almost like an interim championship. Rey Mysterio wins it. Cena wins it off Rey. And it leads to SummerSlam with a hell of a lot of bad booking. But we're continuing going through all 17 world title wins of John Cena, and it's a great show. I was really proud of this one this week.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've had lots of episodes of The Champ and tons of other pods. So, hey, if you haven't checked us out, $5, it buys us a coffee, buys us a beer, and buys yourself a month of all the podcasts that we do. And it's what we do. We like to have fun podcasts.
You know what I'm finding weird doing this in person again?
Yeah.
The mute button. I'm like, I've got a little tickle in my throat, and I'm so used to just being, I'll let him talk and just puke. Now I've got to do the odd. Yeah, that might happen as well. But yes, we are back.
So yeah, lots of shows. Hope you're enjoying your summer. I will be back this Tuesday, and then I'm going to be off for a few weeks, but you got some shows lined up as well while I'm away. Absolutely. And of course, postwrestling.com has all the coverage of all the wrestling out there. Shout out everyone at Post Wrestling, not just John and Way, but everyone doing the reports. Neil, Jack, I see everyone out there on the website and kicking ass. So we all like this silly stuff called wrestling. And today, this was a lot of wrestling. I mean, they make us watch it because we're hardcore sickos. Of course, we're going to watch all the wrestling in one day because why wouldn't we?
It is funny watching that 10-man lights out cage match and thinking, this is the end of the kickoff show for NXT Heatwave.
Yeah, I watched a guy pull out someone's ear with a fork, and then I watched gold medal winners, I think. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, wrestling is better than all the other things that your friends like.
Well, I think we should dive right into it, shall we?
Absolutely. We're here to talk about NXT, or should I say WWE Heatwave from Lowell, Massachusetts. I can't say that right.
Lowell. I think I'd say Lowell if I saw that, but Lowell. It's just like LOL.
Lowell.
Right? Lowell.
Lowell, Mass. And we're going to the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. We have
historic. Vic said it's historic.
Is there lots of history in Lowell?
I guess so.
Lowell. We start the show off with a video package showcasing everything that's been going on in the world of NXT. But we start things off with our opening contest, a triple threat for the #1 contendership, a title shot at No Mercy for the women's NXT Championship. We start with Lola Vice versus Jaida Parker versus Kelani Jordynne in a triple threat match. Again, the winner gets a title shot. We got all three of them kind of starting off going at each other here. We got Booker T with a Booker bite early on, going off about the Cholula green, which is in fact a delicious sauce. We have like stalemates where they're all going back and forth trying to pin each other. The crowd in Lowell very hot for Jaida Parker here, the Miss Parker chance, always getting over no matter where she goes. She sets up the double stack and the high step, the ass drop, if you will, for a near fall, trying to pin both of them. Kelani comes back though with the twisting, like springy leg drop out of the corner for a near fall as well. Very like innovative. There's then the execution for a near fall on Lola, and then does like a twisting sky press to both of the women onto the outside. Back in the ring, she gets flipped up on her feet and then hits a super kick and then a tope. So Kelani is just going flying everywhere. There's a split sit out stunner kind of move. Very cool looking. And then a single leg on Lola, but then Lola, using her MMA, tries to get out of this and gets a underrated submission move, the Dragon Sleeper. Bring back the Dragon Sleepers like Lola did here. Very nice. She sets up Jaida in one corner and sets up Kelani, and she reminds everyone that she is, in fact, Latina.
She is Latina, yeah.
She shakes her bum. She hits the ass attack in the corner, hits it again, but can't capitalize. Eventually, all three are up top. There's a Tower of Doom spot. And then the split-legged one-of-a-kind is blocked from Jaida as Kelani's trying to get this. She ends up hitting a spin-out angle slam. She's added a spin to that judgment slam kind of move there. Really nice. Eventually goes for a 450, but it's countered into a guillotine from Lola. And as this is like they're fighting each other to keep this hold on, Jaida runs in with the hypnotic, but connects, but Lola rolls her up, capitalizing, and gets the 1-2-3. Lola Vice, the Latina, gets the win in 11 minutes, 53 seconds, and she is the #1 contender.
Yeah, I think you could have gone. There's an argument for all three of these women. I definitely think these are the three kind of the next ones up in the NXT Women's Championship picture. I think they're all good in different ways. I think Kelani is probably the most gifted in ring. I think she has had the most in-ring improvement over this time. Jaida Parker just has an awesome connection with this audience. She is so popular. And Lola, they kind of called off on. She had the somewhat impromptu match against Roxanne last year when I'm trying to remember who was taken out of injury, but she was like a last-minute replacement for that match at Heatwave and has cooled off quite a bit since then. But I think since the introduction of AAA and these World Collide show that she's been featured on, they've really been heating her up again, and therefore probably maybe a right move. I can see her on that Worlds Collide show coming up, and now will be challenging at No Mercy as well. But yeah, I thought I'm always impressed by these multi-person matches on NXT. I think all of them got their stuff in, and there was some really nice sequences and near falls, and all three pretty impressive. I'd say Lola was maybe my least likely one. I was quite surprised with, but I like it, and I as I said, I think all three have something to offer, and I think it's time to give Lola a bit of steam as well. Yeah,
you kind of said it. Lola, they definitely saw stuff in. You think of the underground matches that we've had in the past, and then they kind of cooled her off, but she's still pretty popular, and she has improved like a whole lot, especially since she first got in here. So I don't know if you'd necessarily go with her as champion in like the short time, but I kind of am interested to see where they can go. I feel like she's a popular character as well.
I feel you do kind of need a Fallon Henley challenge before Jacy drops this.
Yeah.
So I can't see them strapping up Lola yet, but it's definitely a way to get her featured more.
And like Kelani, we've been saying for what feels almost like a year now, past the Heatwave from last year, is that when she finally has that edge or finds that edge of like a heel turn or something, like kind of what happened to Roxanne, I think she'll find herself a bit. The character will be fleshed out. And then Jaida Parker's just got that swag that every crowd just seems to really like. The only thing is I still don't buy the bum to the face as the move.
No.
It's the one I'll still die on that hill. Is like, it's just a running bum to the face. Like, at least when the others do it, it's in the corner or whatever. But I just don't get why they really are trying months and months of trying to get the hypnotic. It's a cool name, great drink.
Pick between your hip or your knee to drive in someone's face.
Well, yeah.
You pick your knee, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
It's gonna hurt more.
Am I alone on this one? I know she's even said in interviews and stuff like, "Oh, like it's my move. People move over."
She's like, "I know people hate it, but fuck off." Like,
it's like just get a better move. Like, I don't know. It's just
it'd be a good setup for a move.
Yeah,
you know, hitting the hypnotic, like kind of somewhat stunning them, and then hitting whatever your proper finish is.
And it's not like she's like running. It's not like the rear view. It's not like she's like getting this super height or super speed on it. It's just like it's just a bum to the face. So
Agreed.
Yeah. Anyways, that's just nitpicking, but a pretty fun triple threat match. Lola gets her shot at No Mercy. We'll see maybe who the champion is when she cashes that in. We get an ad for Evolve on Tubi. Are you watching Evolve on Tubi?
No, and if this is an advert to try and make me watch it, it did the opposite, I think.
So we see who is that?
Keanu Carver.
We've seen him before.
Who's just
some guy.
Stuff. Yeah.
He was in one of the like tournaments way back in NXT TV, but then kind of disappeared and been relegated to Evolve. And then was this the part that makes you not want to watch Tubi Evolve ever? I'm sure they're nice dudes, but
Tand and Jack.
Is it Tand and Jack, Jamar and Gall?
Sure.
I think that was their names.
Yeah. And
here they are, like they're trying to do the Outrunners bit, I guess, like working out in the gym. And I don't know, I'm never gonna watch this
No,
show.
this looked terrible. Like, trailers are meant to have the opposite effect. Sometimes you see a movie and you go, man, showed all the best stuff in the trailers.
Yeah.
Like
most movies.
I wonder what they're showing here, what's on Tubi, if this is the best bits.
We're gonna eat our words if someone watches and writes in like, guys, they're actually great. They're like, are they supposed to be like the frat house? Like, I don't know what they're.
I think we're also just coming down after a 10-man cage match,
Yeah.
and now we're watching these two bozos lifting weights.
Yeah, I was watching Swerve and Okada, and then I have some D1 athletes like, yeah, let's go to the gym and do crutches. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
maybe. I do love Tubi though, so I won't ever knock it because it's free. So. Yeah, what was Jack? Then there was Jax Presley and Harley. Well, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was meant to pay attention to this or not. We weren't sure if this is a commercial, if it's an actual part of NXT. But it failed.
Everything does not evolve.
Yeah.
We get a video for The Culling, everyone's favorite NXT group here. Tatum Paxley, she's pretty sad. She apologizes to the rest of the group for losing a few weeks ago, and they go, no, Tatum, you didn't let us down. You made us proud. And they mentioned that, is it Izzy who kind of stopped Sean Spears from like interfering? And he's like, why did you do that? And she says, I wanted you to win on your own, which is kind of weird for a heel group to do. But I guess they go by the honor code in the culling. And they mentioned that they set up a tag team match with Izzy and Tatum this week against Ren and a misfit partner. But family always first.
So we assume it Kendall Gray, I think, was chatting with Ren last week on NXT, and that makes the most sense if it's Kendall Gray in this match. Yeah,
like I think Tatum has been just floating around, and then she's been like dancing with this culling group, and like, okay, it gives everyone some stuff to do, but I still am not into the like cult kind of stuff in wrestling. Like,
I kind of want Tatum to ditch the doll stuff and just have Izzy being kind of the commanding leader of this thing. But too many talking in riddles, which I just
it's the scripts. It's the two of the ramblings and the stupid cult stuff that like I just can't get behind. Even like, I'm not sure. Like I don't mind the wrestlers and the people in the group. It's just the weird, even the theme song just pisses me off. The truth will set you free.
What's the opening? Yeah,
I don't know. There's pain bringing the truth to light, but it'll ultimately set you free. Like, is there not a quicker way to say that? Fuck, truth sets you free. Like, I don't know. Just worst fucking intro.
10 was so much better, wasn't it?
No, wait. Ty Dillinger's 10 theme was a bang.
Great theme.
Underrated.
It's the best like aerobics music. Just you want to work out to it.
It's kind of Pirates of the Caribbean. It is good. So, yeah. We go to
play that over whatever those Tandem Jack lads were doing.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Then I might watch Tubi.
Who, you mean Gaul?
Gaul.
Nice. We go to our NXT Tag Team Championship match. The champions, Hank and Tank, taking on DarkState. But we don't know which two, but we now know. It's going to be Osiris Griffin and Dion Lennox, the two in this group. And early on, obviously, the other two members of DarkState are around the ring, and they're kind of keep getting involved here. And they keep trying to fuck around and swipe legs and distracting and all the classic heel tactics here. Lennox eventually keeps getting the best of Hank and throwing him around. Booker T's going off about Cyrus, the virus.
Oh, he was trying to get that over
really
so much. He said it every time Osiris was in it.
And then Booker's just going off about how Hank and Tank, like, they beat the best team, the best run of champions in Fraxium, and going off about how much he loves Hank and Tank. And then Vic is like, oh, yeah, were they great in reality of wrestling? Yeah. And Booker's like, yeah, they were. Eventually, there's a tag to Tank. He comes in. He starts taking these two guys out. There's cartwheels into a crossbody off the top there. Pretty nice. He starts to tell everyone to suck it. There's a Bubba Bomb on Dion for a 2 count. Eventually, though, the DarkState beat down on him, and they hit like a 2-person version of their like power bomb, kind of. But Tank kicks out. Apparently, you need all 4 to make it more effective. There's a lot left in the tank here, as I think Vic Joseph so kindly put. I should mention Corey Graves not here on assignment in Europe for all those shows.
He can have a break. He's been working a lot recently.
Yeah. Tank blocks a superplex and then hits like a gourd buster and a swanton to both DarkState guys. Then a boss man slam, but then that's broken up. And then Hank does a dive to the outside onto all of the members of DarkState. But when they go back in, they go for their honk on Lennox, and they go for the power slam combo, but that gets blocked. The guys on the outside sweep the legs again. The referees here suck, as the crowd would chant in this match and many others on this show. They hit the Doomsday device on Hank. 1, 2, 3. DarkState have taken over as your new NXT Tag Team Champions, but they did it with the Doomsday device. So you know what? I kind of like that.
I didn't think this match was necessarily bad, but I think both teams have benefited by being against teams that are better than them. You know, I think Hank and Tank, when they were having their stuff with Fraxium and etc., like, I think they really showed up. And I think DarkState, the multi-man match we had last week, was a lot of fun, you know, with Moose and Javon and Trick, etc. I just found them all together, they really just look like four blokes. I'd say all of them are quite generic and bland looking, and you wonder, like, who of these lot are gonna stand out. Like, I think Dion Lennox is very, like, athletically gifted, and he's been more interesting since finding this edge than being the bookworm, but I'm still not sure what really separates him from a lot of the crop you got there. So I thought this was serviceable, but I really thought both teams kind of needed to, like, put on something really special. DarkState especially, who really need to cement themselves as, we've had a bit of a rocky start coming in. They're still really trying to find an identity. I don't think looking them in the ring with just, like, variations of black trunks, they look particularly interesting. And Hank and Tank, there's a bit of a worry of them they've dropped the titles and now they're just going to go back to a generic comedy tag team. Yeah. So I didn't think this was bad, but I can't say I'm particularly excited about either teams coming out of this.
Yeah, I don't know if I was disappointed, if that's the word for this. I don't know if I necessarily even had high expectations, but this was a fine NXT Tuesday match, sure. Yeah. But for PLE, the DarkState guys, they haven't hit, you said, Rocky. Like, they've started, it's been Shield knockoff, Spirit Squad Powerbomb knockoff. It's like, okay. And then NXT promotes so much TNA that I check out a TNA pay-per-view, and then these guys are losing to, like, Eddie Edwards and the Major Bros and stuff. And then when they come back on NXT TV, it's like, oh, these guys are undefeated on NXT. And then now they're going for the titles. And I don't know. I didn't necessarily feel, and I didn't connect with anything. It's just a bunch of guys. They're scrambling. And you said they don't have an identity. It's like, are you trying to do the Shield? You got Cutler on Tuesdays making gay jokes now. And it's like, I just don't know what you guys are supposed to do. I think the right direction is giving them the title, but I was expecting a bit of a more of a, like, better match, a bit of a more of a dominance from them. A bit more
constructed with the near falls and stuff. So NXT are good at usually those final stretches and having you bite on things. And I don't know, I've seen better matches with both these teams, but as I said, against more experienced talent, I guess.
And, like, where do you go with Hank and Tank? Are they something that could work on the main roster? Right? Like, is that something that they got to try to see if it works, or, like?
I don't think there's a whole lot. I think they're better as a tag team than I think it would be death for both of them to try and split them up as singles.
Yeah.
Really, at this point, you've got to, otherwise what's developmental for? Like, you've got to take a chance with some of these guys on the main roster, and maybe Raw is very light on tag team. So
right.
A Hank and Tank, it's not necessarily, they're not going to be your tag champions right away. And it feels a little beefing up the lower mid card of the tag division, but I don't know what else there is for them in NXT now.
Yeah. Like, once you do that, it's like either they split up and then we never see them again. Or you
turn them heel, which I wouldn't like.
Oh, what would even be there?
Exactly.
No.
So,
like, they're very comedy and they've been doing all that stuff. And I don't know if it's sad to say, has it run its course a little bit? Like, we'll see. But I'm under the impression you should, if something has worked even in the slightest, why wouldn't you at least try on the main roster? Like, there has been a lot of failed attempts on a lot of characters in the last maybe year and more, but, like, back in the day, you'd show a few vignettes, Kazarni, Paul Burchill, and then you watch them fail miserably on TV, and then they go, nah, and then they cut and move. maybe it's time we do that again. Maybe we try an Italian mobster character, a Chase University, a Hank and Tank.
There's a weird thing with NXT because obviously we watch both main roster and NXT. There have been so many times where you've gone, oh, you should just redo this whole thing on the main roster.
Yeah.
And there are times where we've been critical on this show where they've, pulled people mid-story to go to the main roster, and then they're playing different characters, and there's no honoring what they used to do or anything like that. In the case of Hank and Tank, I'd say move them up to Raw as security guards. Just try it again. It worked for them in NXT, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. As you can have it. Oh, these guys used to wrestle in NXT, but they got a sweeter gig being Adam Pearce's personal security on Monday nights or whatever, and have them raise the rank, go through the ranks, and be a tag team again.
Yeah, like they've stepped up. Don't get me wrong. Hank and Tank a year ago, beyond that, they were at this level. So I didn't necessarily love this match, but I'm not writing them off. I would at least rather that WWE try to do something. Out of the two of them, I think Tank has more of the charisma or something, but just at least try. It was the same with Chase U. You tried so hard to get something so stupid over, and then it did, and then you ruined it, and then you did it again, and then you ruined it, and then fired the guy.
I think so many things going way back. I always think Undisputed Era. Why didn't you just have a chance, have a go with them on the main roster and see how it goes? Then you got your Chase U's or your D'Angelo families or all that.
We'll see what happens to the Honk and Tonk connection. What do we get Freebird rule with DarkState? Does it work? I think
they should. I think it would be more interesting.
Dion and Osiris technically won, but does Sugars and Cutler technically get the title in their
depends if they defend it, yeah.
Right? They're Freebirds. They could be, I guess. They'll never be. We go to our next match, another triple threat, a women's triple threat, but this time it's for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Jacy Jayne, 2 belts here, defending one of her belts here against 2 different TNA superstars. We got Ash by Elegance, Dana Brooke returning to NXT.
Yeah, formerly known as Deathmatch Dana.
Deathmatch Dana.
That was the gimmick. She was training Kelani Jordynne up back in 2023 to be more vicious.
Yeah.
And she started, bringing kendo sticks to the ring and all that kind of stuff.
Crazy.
And then
kendo sticks.
And then got released and is Ash by Elegance.
Ash by Elegance with the Elegance brand. M, Heather, and Iceman all here with her. But also in the match, the third opponent, Masha Slamovich, the former champion that Jacy defeated. And then I love it cuts to the cuck chair in the crowd with the TNA hat.
Yes. Carlos Silva.
They sell these now, right?
They sell them now, yeah.
It's the Rob Lowe NFL. Just TNA. TNA to this day, still people don't know what the TNA stands for because you just think of other things when you first see TNA on a hat. But yeah, this guy's ringside. He's very looking forward to hopefully TNA bringing this title back. But Jacy defending against these 2, triple threat. Right away, there's all of them. I think it's the 2 of them start to bicker, and Jacy's in between hey, why are you fighting? And then they realize, why are we fighting? And they start to beat her up. Jacy with a cannonball off the apron early, a dive by Masha. There's a crazy super kick from Jacy to Ash, which looked like it just kicked her in the face there. There's a sit-out powerbomb from Dana, though. She's showing what she learned in the PC here. And we see all different attempts. There's combos, DDT, clothesline, as they're all trying to hit each other and do different moves while interacting with the third person. There's cannonball from Jacy. There's a DVD from Masha into the corner onto Ash, which looked really cool. There's then a huge knee from Jacy, a V trigger into Masha for a near fall. Ash hits a moonsault, but misses and then gets hit by a senton from Jacy for a 2 count again. There's a big breakdown where Fatal Influence, meaning Nyx and Fallon, who are also outside, they get involved. And I think it's Nyx who hits someone or swipes someone's leg or something. And the ref is like, you are out of here.
Oh, and the ref milked this one, didn't he?
Yeah. Just like an umpire. So he makes Fatal Influence leave, but he doesn't make Elegance brand leave. Thought that was quite interesting here. Was this a TNA ref or was this an NXT ref? I'm pretty sure it was an NXT ref, but
I think so. Yeah.
Suspicious. We see they are upset and they leave. So now Jacy's on her own as they start to chant goodbye to her. Meanwhile, Elegance is all there. So they're like interacting and interfering on behalf of Ash throughout this whole thing. Jacy gets dropped onto the apron and then there's like a crossbody from Ash. I thought Dana Brooke was bringing it in this match. The most she's done ever that I've seen from her. There's a moonsault eventually from her, but it's broken up. And then there is a rolling encore finally from Jacy to Masha, but Elegance pulls her out of the way and then hits the swanton. And I think this is when the Elegance brand were somehow getting involved here, kind of distracting and keeping Jacy down. And Ash by Elegance pins Masha Slamovich to win the Knockout Championship in 12 minutes, 19 seconds.
Yeah, they pulled Jacy out the ring, allowing Ash to hit the swanton on
That's
Masha.
right. That's right. Yeah. So Ash, Dana Brooke, she may not have ever won the NXT Women's title, but here Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance, winning the Knockout. Yeah, I'm happy for her.
I found it hilarious. It cuts to Carlos Silva and the rest of the office of TNA.
Tears of joy.
And they're like smiling, like, great business today, guys. It's like, yeah, you've now got your Knockouts Championship, less exposure because it's back on one of your own talents. Yeah, pretty fun match. I thought the final sequence was pretty good. I think Jacy for me continues to impress in these matches. I think her rolling elbow looks really good. Yeah. I think, and she had a great few sort of super kick breakups and all that kind of thing. It was kind of nice. We've been doing this show for a long time. We remember watching Dana Brooke come in, from the Arnold Classic, wasn't it? She was from, and all that. And
Flex Appeal.
Yeah. And, I can't say I watch TNA that regularly. So been a while since I've watched her in a proper match. And I definitely thought she looked better than I remember. And Masha and Jacy looked good. Didn't blow me away, but I thought the final stretch was pretty fun and surprised. I saw it this maybe going back on Masha.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool and interesting that they gave it to Ash. I think this character is working. Again, I also don't watch a whole lot, but what I have seen from the Elegance brand as the whole package is pretty great. Like, they're over the top. They got silly gimmick. They got that the concierge, whatever, Iceman, right? Like, it's all pretty good. I think Em and Heather also looked the part. They wrestled on Tuesday as well. So I'm kind of happy for her, considering she had a bumpy road and maybe she didn't want to stick with wrestling and this and that, but she definitely has improved. We would watch her in NXT and there would be a lot of bad stuff, but so good for her. Kind of happy for her.
WM saying, you'll notice Masha came out to different music.
I did not,
but I guess Masha came out to different music.
Does that mean she's signing with WWE? Yeah, new music means maybe you're leaving.
Is it Def Rebel?
Maybe AI.
Did it sound significantly worse than her last theme? That's the question. If so, she's probably
it was
coming
definitely. Yeah. So Ash by Elegance celebrates and is your new Knockouts champion. So I'm sure we're going to hear about that on TNA and everything going into Bound for Glory, which is also in Lowell.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So more TNA and
Lowell, the new Chicago of the United States, right?
Lowell is
just getting all the wrestling.
Is that? Yeah. Why are they getting all the wrestling? Yeah. The Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys are wrestling one more time, one last time in Lowell. Anyways, happy for your Ash. We see, we mentioned the guy in the TNA hat just crying.
Yeah.
He was very excited.
Yeah.
He was thrilled. We go backstage. Ricky Saints is with Javon Evans. Javon getting ready for his main event NXT title match. And Ricky's like, congrats on getting this match. You fought hard. And Javon's like selling his injuries. Like, yeah, I got thrown off that ringside into the desk, but I got this. And then they mention the Undertaker being, supportive of Javon and says that I got a hard road tonight. And then Ricky says, well, I think it's your night. And after you win, don't forget about me, because I'll be the first one here to congratulate you. And maybe perhaps the NXT title soon will be absolute. So Ricky kind of throwing his hat in there.
I like that. He needed to. He's been treading water for months now. And this stupid feud with Jasper Troy it's important that he gets himself in this mix. And I like this teasing both a Javon match and an Oba Femi match. It's exactly what Ricky needs to be doing.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see maybe more of a heel turn from Ricky. We get an ad for October 25th, Saturday, Halloween Havoc. Yeah, all you Saturday sickos, you Saturday pay-per-view lovers. What's wrong with you? Saturday. Also, get this. The last Saturday before Halloween, too. They're going to make us sit inside and watch NXT Halloween Havoc instead of...
Well, Halloween will be the next weekend.
Right? When's Halloween then? On the Friday, the 31st.
Yeah.
So the Saturday before.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So Sunday show is when we're going...
doing a Sunday show, yes.
There you go. Halloween Havoc is announced for October 25th. Yeah, I didn't catch where that was, but I'll look it up in a little bit. But yeah, we have No Mercy coming up on September 27th in Fort Lauderdale, and then Prescott Valley, Arizona. That sounds nice. Ooh. Prescott, Sydney Prescott for Halloween Havoc. We're gonna get the Ghostface return for sure.
Well, Prescott. Theory?
Oh no, not that Ghostface. Different one. It was him though, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Anyways, so we go from that. We go to our next match. Blake Monroe taking on Jordynne Grace. Sorry, in a grudge match. That's what I was trying to say. The grudge match. These two were best friends. I don't know if you know that.
They loved each other so much.
So much that they were friends for all about 1 week. But all it took was taking Jordynne Grace to one. Spa, and she had enough of her. She was like, fuck this, I'm beating you up. So Blake Monroe, Jordynne Grace, if you've been following NXT for the past few weeks, maybe you're an NXT watcher or a cherry picker or a skipper or a listener, I'm not quite sure, but this feud hasn't been good. This feud's actually been pretty brutal, where it's been like Blake bullying her after the salon stuff and then calling her fat, and then Grace this week with the promo was it's kind of been all over the place. I think Blake, since coming in, has been a little misstepped, a little miscast right off the bat. It's kind of been confusing, but at least we finally get to this match. So I guess that's the plus here. But Blake, Jordynne in the ring, face to face, and the match starts, and Blake slaps her. This pisses off Jordynne, who then starts to chase her as Blake is running all around the ring. Classic heel tactics here. Eventually, Jordynne catches her and just starts to pound down on her, beating her, punching her in the face. Eventually, though, Blake fights out of it and starts going for the arm of Grace here and goes for like these cross arm breakers, which I thought were really nice. Eventually hits a sling blade and then another one here for a 2 count. She goes for the arm again, but then Grace shows her power, lifts her up, and German suplexes her all the way over. Booker T starts going off about blonde bombshells. There's a spine buster and a jackhammer from Jordynne Grace. I thought that looked good, but jackhammers, I think our friend Sam watching with us, like, wow, back in my day, a jackhammer was a finishing move. That's literally can't. It's like, yeah, you're not wrong, Sam. But shout out our friend Sam. We then get Blake coming back with some V triggers and more arm bars and arm attacks, but it's not enough to keep Jordynne down. She gets her up in an electric chair and hits one of my. I always used to give this to my guy in the creative wrestlers, the Queen Bridge suplex. It's like an electric chair, but you cross the arms and then you bridge to keep the pin.
The cyclone.
Oh, yeah. Very similar. Oh, it's beautiful.
Shout out Maxine Dupree.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, of course. How can we not? Dungeon baddies? What is it? Dungeon dolls?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, probably right. We get headbutts back and forth, then a back suplex from Blake, and then they're up top, and Blake, I think, goes for an avalanche Frankensteiner, but Grace counters with an avalanche sit-out power bomb. 1, 2, but Blake somehow kicks out of that. And then eventually the turnbuckle is pulled as Jordynne keeps trying to pull Blake. So the referee doesn't see this. She sends Grace into this and then hits the like double arm DDT and pins Jordynne Grace. 1, 2, 3, 12 minutes, 47 seconds. And the bully gets her day, I guess.
Yeah, I thought pretty good. I didn't think it overcame the bad build.
Yeah.
You know, this needed to be blowaway to really get you to come out and forgive everything that's come before it. I didn't think it quite reached that level. I expect, especially with the hokey finish, that this will be continued. I can see this being a bit of a series. And I think while, Jacy is tied up with, she's got Lola coming up next, and obviously there's the Fatal Influence stuff, like the beef between the three of them as well. I see her maybe not challenging for the title for a while. So I could see this being ran back at No Mercy, maybe with a bit of a gimmick attached. But I thought it was fine, but I was hoping for more.
Yeah, we've saw maybe Jordynne Grace again on that promo on Tuesday, maybe a bit exposed in the promo game of like, okay, you're in a silly storyline about like how she was your friend and then bullying you. And then it just felt, I don't know, something's not right, whether it's the storyline or the things they're saying. I'm not quite sure, but the wrestling that these two are great wrestlers, but it didn't get to a level.
I want more of the viciousness out of Mariah. And I think that's what Blake. I think that's what I really liked in the Mariah Tony feud was, you look at her, she's very pretty, like typical like blonde beauty,
bombshell,
and then she's delivering headbutts and forearms and stuff, and she had that in this. I'd like there to be more of that. Like Grace is great at all those power moves. I needed Blake to be even meaner. Like it felt like you've got this real personal feud, and then they just had a wrestling match, and it was a good wrestling match, but I think it needed a bit more venom in it.
Yeah, it didn't hit for me. It didn't feel like a big PLE blow off match. So I am maybe assuming we go to a rematch, a gimmick of some sort. But like Jordynne Grace, I feel like once it clicks, like she should be a big star in WWE. But I don't know what something there that's not.
I feel she's someone. It's like I feel they could put the title on her at any point, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
So I think right now they're trying to
cool her off.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't worry about her.
Yeah.
Particularly because we know they're high on her. They've been wanting her since 2 years ago, right? So I don't necessarily worry about her as much as maybe Ricky, but she is definitely kind of, I need this to heat up and I need to get more juice out of both of them.
This would have been one of my least favorite feuds of just in wrestling this year. And it's not even been like an extra long feud. It's just been the girls go to the salon and then the other one turns on her for no reason. So it's just been a little backwards, but it's not like not worth saving. I think Blake and Jordynne can both still get out of that. I want Jordynne to go face other people. I want to see her have good wrestling matches and stuff. And Blake, I'm not sold on this quite yet. So we'll see. We go backstage. Jaida Parker, she's upset that she lost. She's being checked on when Lash Legend walks in. Skirt. She says, look, you lost. And Jada's like, yeah, well, you lost last week. Actually, you got squashed, literally, by Nia Jax. And then they start to bicker and argue, and they have a bit of a pull apart here, which I think eventually leads to these two having a match on NXT TV is where we'll be going. But they've kind of been teasing it for the past few weeks.
Yeah. Lash is wanting the title. I know we have Lola set up, but maybe these two are having a little, maybe set up the challenger after Lola.
Sure. Yeah. And like they've been teasing this one with Lash and stuff, but I'm not quite sure what we're doing with Lash either, since like losing to Nia and like we've tried the main roster, the tag team with her partner now, who's in TNA, I think, Jakara, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure where we're gonna go with this, but we'll see. I mean, we're gonna get the match, but after that, we see Fatal Influence. They're backstage and they're pretty rocked here. Jacy's upset that she lost the Knockouts title. And she mocks the interviewer, says you're pretending to be an interviewer, and then mentioning that she got punched in the face. And then Fallon and
blames Jasmine.
Yeah, she blames Nick. She's like, it's all your fault. And Nick says, you know what? You're not putting this one on me. When Lola Vice walks in and goes, oh, it looks like there's a bit of a problem with you ladies. And she says, no, there's no problem. And Lola says, yeah, well, there's going to be a problem. No mercy when I face you for that title and take it. When they start to get in Lola's face, when Zaruka show up, your favorite tag team, and they're all bubbly and acting happy, and they say that Jacy's no longer double champ, but at least Sol Ruka is double champ, North American women's and Speed women's champion. And I wonder if we'll get a 6-person tag in the near future with this. But
yeah, I think so.
With Fatal Influence, but are we gonna go towards Fallon and Jacy? I think that's your end game of Jacy's
I hope so. They're gonna now the question is, do they do it after Jacy drops the belt? And is that when Fatal Influence implode? or do we build up to have a match between the two of them? In which case, you know, we've had Lainey Reed hanging around. Do you see Fallon turning face? Do you see them both trying to remain sort of heelish in that? Like, which way do you go?
Yeah, it's like Fallon turning on Jacy. Is that a babyface thing? But because Jacy's such a like heel character, they're all really like kind of mean. So I don't know if a face turn, but I do kind of want to see Jacy versus Fallon.
Yeah,
before this run ends, at least. Even if you're not going to drop it to her, at least have the match.
I think so.
And then even cheat to beat Fallon. So that like pisses her off even more. We get an announcement for Tuesday, September 16th. NXT is coming home to Full Sail.
Yeah.
University. That's right.
Exciting.
You know, for what feels like years now, I've been saying NXT Degrassi High, and now we're going to college.
Yeah.
It's the college years back again. NXT in Full Sail University. Get your tickets.
I wonder if what's going on with the PC that week, because they're pretty close, right? The PC and Full Sail.
They're not far from each other.
I wonder why they're making the move that week.
Because
it's the same audience essentially, right?
It's the same 50 people.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but maybe there's like they're filming something. Maybe there's construction. They're adding in more lockers. Who knows?
Maybe.
What could it be? But I've not been to the PC. I have been to Full Sail. It's small, but it's pretty cool to get that NXT experience.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're near Winter Garden, Florida.
Are you back for that one?
No. Oh, I could be. We could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to go.
Come back early, are you?
Just to go to Winter Garden, Florida. I'd rather go to like, was it Kissimmee?
Yeah.
I like Florida.
Yeah.
It's nice. Winter Garden. The problem with Full Sail, although this was like 8 years ago or something, there was nothing around it. So I am thinking like I'm going to a wrestling show, and it's like, nah, this is a university.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. It's not like in Orlando. It's kind of just like out of the way. Anyways, if you are gonna go to Full Sail, we'd love your reports. We always love feedback from live NXT. We go to the Canadian Standard of Excellence. Chelsea Green, Ethan Page. We get almost a presidential debate style video here, and they say, no, we're not here for your vote. We're here to educate the WWE universe because we are Canada's finest imports or exports. As long as they don't say the word tariff, we're okay. And they didn't, but not yet. Anyways, Chelsea Green, Ethan Page taking on Team America, Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. So Chelsea and Ethan claiming that they are two of the greatest Canadians to ever live. We've kind of established over the last few weeks they might be right. They're in
10.
there.
Yeah, top
10. I don't know about top 10, but they're top like 100 at least, maybe. Like
we established, didn't we? It's like Terry Fox, Celine Dion,
Bob
Ethan
and
Page.
Doug. Who else do we have? Like hockey player. Gretzky's lower down the list for me personally in the last little while, but Ethan Page and Chelsea, they could be in there for greatest Canadians. And I love the video here with all the,
it was great.
The Canada stuff. Obviously, the title being changed to the Canadian flag. We needed a pro. Canada kind of we took the L this week. I'm pretty sure. You see the news?
We won this match.
We won the match. It's because in real life, these we got our elbows too far up. I think.
What happened this
to bow down to the tariffs?
Oh, did we?
The big T tariffs. Yeah. We'll talk about it on Tuesday, but as long as Air Canada's not striking, that's all I give a fuck. So Canada's greatest exports, imports, Chelsea and Ethan. Ethan Page comes out with the Canadian flag. Very nice here. You look like Brock Lesnar at a UFC fight.
Oh, yeah. Both look great.
Canadian
gear.
flag. Yeah, great stuff. Chelsea being perhaps the most over character on this entire show.
Yep.
Like anytime Chelsea's on a WWE show and you watch it, she seems like one of the most over characters.
She is. I feel she's on TV every time I turn it on with WWE. Like I think she's SmackDown, but I'm sure she's been on Raw as well recently, and then she's all over WWE Unreal as well.
True.
And then this, like you can't miss Chelsea Green at the moment. And fair play to her, she's very entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, the crowd are really into this, and her Slagents still not going to get over that.
Secret Hervis.
Vic. I think that's worse than Slagents is Secret Hervis. Yeah. Vic mentions that Chelsea tried to sucker up suck up to Tyra, and earlier today sent her a gift basket of Canadian fine goods like maple syrup and all that stuff. If you had to make a Canadian gift basket for someone, what would you like put in it? A Canadian pea-meal bacon sandwich?
Some cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
Yeah, some maple syrup. I'm not big on maple syrup, but I guess.
Maple syrup's nice, though.
Some Mott's Clamato.
Ketchup chips.
Yeah.
I guess, all dressed. Yeah.
Twizzlers, they're Canadian, aren't they?
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
I think so.
I don't know what else that we have that like Americans. It's not often that they come up here and like, whoa, we don't get those. It's usually us going like, wow, you guys have all this great stuff. But yeah, maple syrup in a gift basket would be pretty nice. Unfortunately, though, apparently Tyra did not like this. So she's still going to have this match with Chelsea here tonight. So the Americans in Lowell, shockingly, are getting booed.
I love this. This was so fun.
Maybe people in Lowell just support Canada and support what's actually right in this world. These Canadians here, but they were booing the fuck out of Tyra May Steele and Tavion. I think they just hated Tyra, to be honest, but they were booing these people. So maybe it's just because, hey, you're NXT kind of, you know.
I think it's a lot of reasons. I think, look, if you go to let's say you go to your local indie show and there's the established star who, you know, you've seen on TV and they're against some local nobody. Even if they're a heel, you're probably going to cheer the person you know, just because you're excited to see them. And I think Chelsea Green, as I said, she's on all over WWE TV and is very entertaining all the time. And Ethan Page, I think, is too. Like, watch this video they just did coming out. It was really entertaining, really funny. And then you've got the just generic USA pandering thing. And I think it's kind of like, what have you done for me? Like, I think Tyra May Steele's had one match on NXT, which lasted about a minute against.
Is it June?
Against Ariana Grace, and hasn't wrestled since. This is a PLE. It's like, you can't just be, I won a gold medal, so I'm supposed to cheer for you, when the people you're facing are highly entertaining.
I mean, that's what Kurt Angle tried, right?
Well, and how did that turn out? They were like, it's going to work way better if you're a heel. And I think you got a sense of that. That's exactly what you need to do with her moving forwards. And Tavion Heights, like, he's been around a bit longer, but he's only just broken out of the shell. And I think, I think it's just lazy USA pandering stuff, and this crowd were not about it, and they wanted to go for the stars. Yeah, again, Lowell, we're chanting Canada. I don't know the last time I heard a Canada. So the thing about chanting USA is it's so easy. Canada doesn't roll off, but I was so happy to hear Canada chants. Love
on NXT. Love you guys, Lowell. So this match starts off. We have again the Americans being booed. Early on, they're grappling up, and there's Tyra, who I think puts a bow and arrow type move, or maybe it's a bow and arrow onto Chelsea, and then it's Tavion who drop toe holds Ethan into Chelsea while she's into the move. This is when they start to boo these two, and that's when we were like, oh, okay, interesting. This is when Ethan Page realizes that the crowd are now pro Canada. So he goes and grabs the mic. Now, it's not turned on quite yet, but by the time it turns on, you can get the gist of what he's saying. And he goes, no matter how hard you people chant for Canada, we're not giving you citizenship. Thought that was a great line here. And then this is when Vic and Booker start talking about like, oh, citizenship. And Booker's like, I mean, Vic, the medical. And he's like, the medical. He's like, Vic, the medical in Canada. Medical what, Book? What are you talking about? Yes. Well, according to Jerry Lawler,
I didn't take it.
No, I know. He means that we have free healthcare.
Yeah, but I think he was saying it's shitty healthcare, is what I got.
Well, it's because Jerry Lawler told him he came over to Canada and had to pay all these bills.
That's what I said. I thought he was taking a shot at USA, at Canada's medical.
Right.
And Vic was like, we're not getting into politics here.
Yeah, please not, Booker, please. We get a few secret weapon chants. I think this is what Tavion has been referring to himself. So they're not, I think they're more so hating the Olympic gold medalist. Is it because like, look at you, you're young, you won a gold medal? Yeah, fuck you. You know, is it that people hate this?
I think it's the same thing with celebrities that come in.
Yeah,
we want to see that you care about the actual
right
WWE style wrestling.
Yeah,
and you're putting the work in that way. we don't want to see you come in and just be like, I sold a load of albums and I'm in a movie. You know,
I want
we
a
don't
gold
care
medal
about that. We want to see you. We want to see you wrestle.
Well, remember on Tuesday, she said she's the first ever gold medalist.
First ever
Olympic gold medalist. Do you mean first ever women's gold medalist in wrestling? No.
As many Elimination Chamber matches as Liv Morgan. Remember that.
Exactly. So this match continues here as they're chanting about Canada. Chelsea is just super over. The crowd here in Lowell are chanting every second they can. They want Chelsea chants when Ethan's in the ring. Eventually, she comes in and there's tags. Tyra, though, runs in and spears Chelsea to a sea of boos from the crowd. Tavion's in and hits belly to bellies and then a jackhammer. I guess he liked Jordynne Grace's jackhammer so much that he did his own here, but also not a finishing move in this match. Our friend Sam was pissed that this move didn't finish the match. Tyra then hits like these slams on. She tries to go to do it on Ethan, but one of the Slagents, is it Alba Fire, gets involved. So she ends up getting thrown around as well. There's ankle locks in stereo, of course, because they're gold medalists and wrestlers and all that. But there's then a super kick from Alba when the ref doesn't see it to Tyra, allowing Chelsea Green to hit the unprettier, not a leg drop, but the unpretty her for the 1, 2, 3, and a huge ovation from the crowd here in Lowell as Team Canada get the win.
I thought the crowd made this way more entertaining than it was going to be. I always like a little bit of a sort of car crash.
Sure.
Like I got way more enjoyment out of Gable Steveson versus Baron Corbin than that had any right being, based on the crowd just booing the shit out of Gable Steveson. And I found this the case here, and you could tell who the veterans were in the match. You know, Ethan and Chelsea, despite the positive reaction to them, were doing everything they could to try and get heat, get boos. Whereas I think a more experienced babyface team would maybe lean into the boos a bit more. Whereas here, they were still very much doing the rah-rah USA and everything that they've kind of done in rehearsal or chatted backstage without maybe adapting with how this crowd was. I thought it was fun. I don't think it necessarily needed to be on the show, but I enjoyed this more than I thought I would based on the crowd. I would like to see Tyra just turn heel and see what she's got in that way, because you often see copycat crowds. So I wonder if they go back to the PC, whether this kind of booing will follow them. And I think it could.
Yeah, maybe just again, Chelsea's just this character everyone wants to. She's so funny. So it's almost like, do you just turn her baby face, but keep the same kind of character? Yeah. But like it's treading tweener, right? Because she's just so popular and funny and entertaining. But yeah, I was expecting this to be awful. And don't get me wrong, I didn't really care for the match, but the crowd made it fun. The Canada stuff. You can see Ethan Page getting Ethan Page and Chelsea Green together should be on the main roster. This gimmick should 100%. Be on the main roster. The Canada stuff going on right now, US, like just besides that, I think they work together.
And I think even if you took the Canada stuff away from it, I just think they bounce off each other very well.
Yeah, I would really consider like great. Now hold on. If we continue with the Team Canada gimmick, they need another Canadian in the group. I know the Slagents aren't actually Canadian, but they're like part of the Canadian, Commonwealth. It's Commonwealth. So I guess I don't know, does that count? You know, we need another Canadian in this group. What other Canadians would you add? Would you add Chris Jericho to this?
From the Royal Rumble.
Did I just say that into the universe? I'm sorry, I'll take it back, but I guess it's already out there. But yeah, what other Canadians? There's not a lot.
I got
Natty, Dungeon thing. There's not many other Canadians right now.
Carmen, haven't you?
Carmen, true. They mentioned her last week, right? They walked by her, but yeah. So I guess it's
who are we missing? Oh well, Sammy and Kevin, but they're not. They're
no,
right?
Yeah. They won't be doing that. Yeah, there's no like mid-card Canadians in wrestling other than these two in WWE, really.
Yeah,
that come to mind. So who else would you see?
Ariana Grace. Oh, she'd be great.
Yeah,
with them, right?
Yeah.
So Jericho, Page, Chelsea, and Ariana.
P. Williams works for WWE.
Yeah.
Like, you could have him involved, or get Lance Storm in there for some cameos, get all the Bret Hart, something like that. But I like Chelsea and Ethan together. They really work well. I would like this as a permanent thing going forward, but we'll see. More Chelsea on NXT on every show. Why not? So just remember, Canada won in the war of 2025. Canada versus US.
Yeah.
We won, guys.
We're winning.
So don't you mess with us. Keep your hands off our Putin. We go to Josh Briggs backstage. He walks into Oba Femi preparing for his match in just a few minutes. And he says, tonight, Oba, I think your reign's going to come to an end. You've been a little shaky. It's finally coming to you. It's finally hitting you. The grind of being a champ is wearing you down, and I can see it. And if by chance you beat Javon tonight and retain, that I'm next, and I will be waiting to face you, and I will be the one to take the NXT title. So Josh Briggs with a shiner here. His eye looked
it's
nasty,
stitched up, right?
It's like yellow and crusty and gross from his Philly street fight, Philly cheesesteak. So Briggs calling a shot for Oba down the line, which we kind of been saying probably need to go.
Yeah, we figured after he beat Inamura that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. We've got Ricky in the wings as well. Maybe a little Briggs versus Ricky feud to lead to that, perhaps. But I like it. We've been saying a long time that you need to bolster the upper division of the men's, and I think Briggs is ready for that.
Oba does say that, I don't care about your insignificant claims or comments. Leave me alone, essentially. F off. We go to Ava's office, the GM. She's excited about the NXT fall schedule. As we mentioned, the Full Sail Homecoming, September 17th. No Mercy, September 27th. Halloween Havoc, October 25th. But get this, in even bigger news, potentially shaking the whole core of NXT as we know it, the WWE Speed titles are moving to NXT.
Wow. We got a little sniff of this on Tuesday when who was it challenged Soul? Was it Lainey Reed? I'm trying to remember. One of the Evolve girls challenged Soul, and they hinted at this Speed Championship being defended. Quickly, who's the men's Speed champion right now?
Ricochet. Johnny Gargano. Andrade? Did he win it?
He's been the Speed champ, yeah.
One of the Axiom guys.
It's currently El Grande Americano.
Oh.
So Ludwig Kaiser right now. So
what? No, that's not him. What are you talking about?
Yeah. They announced we're having a tournament with one from Raw, one from SmackDown, one from AAA, and one from TNA to decide the champions at No Mercy. Right?
Yeah, no, I like the way they worded this, Davey. Remember, WWE coded here. Ava said, Soul, there's going to be a tournament. And in this tournament, the winner faces you at No Mercy. And in this tournament, you're going to have superstars from Raw, superstars from SmackDown, superstars from NXT, and wrestlers from AAA and TNA. They never use the word wrestlers, but they said it when referring to TNA and AAA.
Yeah.
Thought that was funny. They're not superstars.
Well, superstars is like WWE trademark.
And those companies aren't. So I thought that was interesting.
Who could you see as Soul's Speed opponent across?
Is this going to be the 3-minute thing?
It's the 3-minute match.
I don't know. I think this is a dumb idea. It didn't work on Twitter. I don't know if it needs to be on TV. Look at those Twitter numbers. Twitter was pissed. Elon Musk was like, get this shit off Twitter. And if it's not even good enough for him, oh man, what?
Yeah, I don't think we need.
We don't.
Maybe this is. It's so we can just have something to write these titles off. They'll be hanging around for a few months and then get rid.
But they're playing it up like Sol Ruka because last week she's like, I have the need for speed. So this is what inspired Ava to be like, actually.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. They didn't really mention the men's. They said both are coming, but they didn't mention the men's at all. It seems to be more of a focus to, while other people were involved in the in the women's stuff right now. Like, give some. Although Soul's North American champion, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we need more titles and just a 3-minute match thing. I don't know. We'll see. We could eat those. It could be great. I don't know,
unless it could be Zarya, who just destroys her in 3 minutes.
Right.
Then destroys the title and is like, I want your title. I want the real
I would
title.
like that a lot. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would like that way more than whatever it is they're going to do. But we'll see. I can't see them. I don't know why they would do that. It's like, just get rid of it at this point. Speed title. Okay. Sure. So Ava.
Jasper Troy versus El Grande Americano, won't we?
Jasper Speed?
Yeah.
The gimmick is it's only 3 minutes? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, we'll see. Tuesday, NXT announcements here. We have a 6-woman tag. Was this Fatal Influence now? I'm forgetting who this even was. I just wrote 6-woman tag, but I'm assuming it's that.
Fatal Influence.
You're just guessing.
You're
lying.
I can't remember. I feel like it's a graphic with Fatal Influence.
You know how many graphics I've seen today? So many graphics. So also on Tuesday, okay. Miles Bourne and Lexis King. I think we let that segment off the hook too easily with this feud. Yeah, if you've been cherry picking, maybe listen or just listen to us review the pay-per-views. Fucking Lexis King is not believing that Miles Bourne is deaf. And then this week he also called him blind, and then he sprayed him with mace or bear spray or something.
Apparently they've been working a blindfold match on the house show.
And that's what's announced.
They've announced it
Tuesday.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I did watch the show.
Yeah. So a blindfold match.
Sick.
On Tuesday.
And who are Fatal Influence facing?
And then Ren and a partner versus Tatum and Izzy.
That's right, yeah.
You know what question we get asked a lot? Oh, guys, is NXT any good these days? Is it worth watching? Well, there's a blindfold match on Tuesday.
So yes.
We go to our main event of the evening. We're not
done.
This
isn't very good when he can see. Like, the house.
At least Miles can still feel and taste, and it's the other senses.
No, I think it's more when you're blind, you can hear and stuff better. I don't know if you're blind and deaf, you're gonna
all of a sudden you're like
what, you can smell really well.
Smell, right? What was I thinking?
Right.
Yeah. What if it was like
Let's
you
hope
block?
He doesn't have a cold.
What about like a no senses match? You're not allowed to feel, touch, smell, taste, hear, see.
Yeah.
What would you even do?
Not wrestle.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you might not see a whole lot of that in this match on Tuesday. Main event, NXT Championship on the line. Oba Femi, the champion, defending against the 21-year-old Javon Evans here. We got the Oba Femi walk as he comes out. The crowd are ready. They're ready. They're behind him. They're behind Javon, I'd say, for the majority of this match. But Oba's still in that weird, like, he's a babyface, but it's kind of the heel, but we want Javon to beat him.
Yeah,
essentially is where we're going with this. Right away, Javon goes for his jumping cutter pretty quickly, but Oba scouts it and is like, not so fast here. There's a super kick, though, that rocks Oba early, and he's like, oh, wait, maybe you do have something here. Okay, I won't underestimate you. There's like the fast moves from Javon. He's going at him as fast as he can. The bouncy Rana out of the corner. Oba then just swats him like off the apron here. Eventually, he gets him back in the ring with a military press into a double gut buster, then a huge spine buster, and then like a choke slam, just crushing Javon. But Javon kicks out. He comes back with offense of his own, a crossbody, then the red dot kick for a 2 count, a tornado DDT, trying to keep the champ down, and then a frog splash. I wasn't sure what happened here, if the frog splash was a bit of a botch, and then he went for a second one.
It was weird because he pretty much landed on his like feet and knees, but hit it, and then he kind of sold his knee a bit, and the ref was checking on him, and I wonder if they just went, hey, that didn't look great, go up and
do it again. So he does go up and hits a second splash to Oba,
which looked great.
Yeah, that one looked good. 1, 2, Oba kicks out of it. Javon is still firing up here, trying to keep the big man down, hits a bounce back German. Oba no sells this like Tomohiro Ishii, and then hits a huge lariat. That would be a sick match. And then hits a lariat and then goes for a second one, but runs and gets hit with a cutter out of nowhere. Javon picking that up from his match with Randy, I guess. And then goes for his triple jump cutter, but in midair gets uppercutted out of the sky, just like King Kong swatting those helicopters here, just out of nowhere.
Triple cutter into it.
Yeah, like in midair, the dude's flying at him, and he's just like, fantastic. Nah, get out of here. Swats him away, and then sets him up for, I think he's trying to, I think Javon gets shoved into the ref now. So the ref, of course, is not here. He's taken out. And then there's a huge top rope Frankensteiner, a Hurricanrana by Evans on Oba off the top. And then a pop-up cutter. 1, 2, 3 from the new ref. But the old ref crawls out and goes, whoa, 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 look, his foot is under the rope. It was questionable of how his foot was kind of under the rope here a little bit.
It was under the rope. It's a weird one, though, because they don't always... It is like if your foot's under the rope, it's a rope break. But then you question sometimes, why are you struggling to put your foot on the rope when you just have to be under?
It's funny because, again, we were watching a lot of wrestling today. There was the similar thing in another match today with the foot under the ropes and the ref counting it and the match continuing.
There was that, and also Punk versus Cena from SummerSlam, which you can hear on our...
we recently watched,
Champ is here.
Triple H counted 3, so yeah. Technically should have been champ. The other ref is like, no, this match is actually going to continue. So it does. This is when Oba just goes full on beast mode. He throws Javon. Now on Tuesday, Trick versus Javon to get to this match. Trick threw Javon into the commentary desk, which is kind of storyline injured here. This time, Oba throws Javon out of the ring, straight up over the ropes, through the commentary desk.
Fantastic.
Absolutely destroying him. Just diabolical stuff from Oba here. Killing Javon with this. Gets him back in the ring. The pop-up powerbomb, fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Oba Femi retains. The ruler of NXT rules on in our main event. 17 minutes, 43 seconds. In a really great match. You know, I think maybe we all thought Javon, this could have been his moment, but something deep down was like, I really want you to. You're 21, young champion, all this and that. I just don't think it's the right time.
Yeah, I think this was my match of the night. I think it's, you know, the most story building into it. We've been following Javon's path to this title for a while now. He had his first opportunity at Heatwave a year ago. They're saying this is the first time he's in a singles match going for the title. I was torn on Tuesday which way to go. I think there's more build for Javon to win this thing. I felt just watching so much wrestling today, quite a few finishes I thought were a little overthought on both shows. And I felt this was one of them. I don't think you needed the foot under the rope thing with the 2 refs. I think Javon is popular enough that he can just, fuck up and get thrown through the table and pinned 1, 2, 3. Because I feel this guy will be a champion within the year. Probably stand and deliver next year is what we're looking at now, I would think. And in the meantime, sure, give him the speed championship for a few months or whatever. Keep him busy with some other things. We will go back to this one, I'm sure. But yeah, fun match. Little overthought at the end. But these two, I think, just chemistry-wise, Javon can just bounce around for everyone, and Oba just tossing people around is fun to watch. So obviously, these two together is going to be pretty fun. Yeah,
I mean, Oba's so much bigger than him, but Javon was doing some pretty crazy. There was the pop-up from Javon to him to hit the cutter.
Really nice chops and forearms and stuff throughout this as well.
I think this is my favorite match on this Heatwave for sure. Match of the night on NXT tonight, 100%. And I think there's still something left for a rematch down the line. I think Oba should keep the title until he loses it to Javon. Javon is the only, we tease Ricky, and we're going to talk about it in a sec even more, but I just feel like Javon, they said he's 21, and it's, I say this every time, since he's come to the show, he's been one of the best characters. He's been one of the best performers, wrestlers. So 21 is oh man, there's so much left for you to do, and you're already this good.
Turn Oba heel. By the end of the year, have Oba in a heel position.
Yeah, full on.
Where maybe he's getting close to losing the championship, so he's getting a little bit, more my precious as the champion.
Right.
he'll do anything to keep hold of it. And
because don't make him lose it if you're not going to do anything with him. If you don't have plans for him on the main roster yet, then don't do it. But by the time we get around to it, maybe he could lose it and then have some plans and stuff to do and everything. So this was by far the bouncing around of Javon and Oba, like they mesh really well together. And it left me wanting to see a rematch. So I didn't like the finish as much with the foot on the rope stuff as I thought in the other show we watched. I think it was MJF and Hangman, right? They did the foot thing on the rope. I thought it kind of killed the vibe there too.
There were a few matches today where I felt that like, you've overbooked this.
Yeah, a little bit here, but
it's okay to just win a match.
Oba can easily just crush this guy without having the foot on the ropes and all that stuff. But either way, still best match on this show. And it leaves me wanting some. I think I liked the Oba Javon trick match more than this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it was a bit better. I wouldn't put this up there as like quite like, match of the year territory or anything. But for this show, absolutely. And it makes me want to see this down the line again. When you finally crown Javon beating him, it would be a good moment, hopefully. So Oba Femi retains here, but after the match, as he celebrates, Ricky Saints comes out. The Revolution will be televised. That's his thing. There's a face-to-face as the show goes off the air. So, I mean, with this ending, this would make you lead to believe that we're going towards Ricky versus Oba.
Mm-hmm. As No Mercy?
No Mercy main event?
I guess so, yeah.
What would you see happen there? Would you just hot shot? Here I am talking about Rick
Briggs as well, whether he's going to get involved somehow.
The only way we go to a different route is if Ricky full on heals it up then. Yeah. Like that would be something so much more refreshing here, but I don't know if that would be the route necessarily right away.
Yeah. Like, could you see Briggs in cahoots with Ricky and be like Ricky's heater?
He's had too many failed friendships on that show. I don't want to see that anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Like Ricky versus Oba, I guess that sounds pretty interesting. Like the match. I just think Ricky, you can't have two tweeners in a feud.
Ricky's just in a difficult spot, right? He really hasn't had much to get his teeth into in NXT so far. Like he had some fun stuff with Ethan Page, but that's been really it since he's come in. And if he's coming to lose against Oba, I don't know.
Like Ricky, for me, he doesn't really need NXT, and I think he'd be more interesting on the main roster. So maybe just have Oba crush him and then send him away, or he just wins this NXT title. Maybe. But just the story with Javon would be a bit more interesting. I think he's got it for sure. He will be NXT champion one day. Just today wasn't that day. But there you go. That was the heat wave. I hope you all survived the heat wave this summer. But that was NXT. What are your kind of thoughts? I'm kind of thumbs in the middle here. This has been feeling like the NXT PLEs for a while, where it's like I don't necessarily buy that big things are gonna like the Oba run has necessarily. You kind of, I don't think Javon's gonna win it. I don't think this person's. It's kind of been a little repetitive. This I would say was the most like, oh, maybe they could go with Javon. This was the most making you kind of think otherwise out of the entire run. So that was a plus. But everything else felt like an episode of NXT.
This could have been a Tuesday night special called Heatwave. Like the matches didn't really get apart from the main, everything was around the 10-minute mark, which
nothing got cooking.
About what we get on TV anyway.
Nothing got a heat.
Here. Nothing reached that, takeover level. I think we still use that term where just things are in a different gear, and nothing here was that. And we have seen in the new era, we have seen matches that have reached that level, but I didn't think there was anything outrageously bad on the show necessarily. I considering I've already watched about 5 hours of wrestling before this, I still enjoyed the show, but it wasn't anything to get excited about. Wasn't anything to recommend you to watch, to be honest. It's just NXT is just kind of chugging along right now.
There's a lot of stuff going on, whether it was the injection of TNA, the Worlds Collide stuff. That's not necessarily a big chunk of NXT. They've been promoting stuff. They've been promoting a lot of Evolve and everything, but I don't know. NXT for me has kind of lost its identity in a little while. I know it's developmental, but it's kind of a little all over the place. It's kind of a little scattered. If you choose to watch week to week, once in a while, you will be hit with like some fantastic wrestling. And don't get me wrong, the talent is there. And some of the people they're working on and developing and little projects, like some of these people, men, women, will be big deals in WWE. They'll be huge stars when it's like all said and done. But the booking of NXT is a little like puzzling. Like the pieces are there, the players are there, but for some reason we're not. Like Blake Monroe, pretty big name coming into this company. They've kind of fumbled that, and then they put her in an awful feud with Jordynne Grace that has instantly made my stock in them drop for at least right now. And the interest level, it's kind of the same with everything going on. It just feels a little too like they don't even know what this show really is. And I think it's just since The Rock showed up that one time, it's just been bad. They just don't know what we're doing.
I mean, yeah, you could say that about 2025 WWE, I think.
I just like, I want to love this show as much as I once did, but this is not must-watch TV. This felt like an NXT Tuesday show, and this was counter-programming. This was added after the fact of another wrestling show.
But not even head to head. I mean, I guess they tried and AEW's moved, I think. But
this is how the NXT PLEs, the last few have, I feel the same way after every single one. Like, oh, okay, that was fine, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. I'm not saying everything is take over this and take over that. We got to let it go. We do let it go. But we, like I said, once in a while, NXT gives us some good stuff. And this was good. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say anything.
Creative hasn't been interesting. And then, like, you know, you're hot shotting some feuds and the promos haven't been good leading up to it. Like, it's just feels a little gray at the moment.
Yeah. I don't know what the shakeup would be even. Like, I don't know what you could do to. They've tried literally with the fresh coat of paint with the 2.0 and stuff. And I just don't know what.
It's still, at the end of the day, WWE writing, though. And I feel that's where I felt we moved away from that. And this 2025, we've just moved right back into those very Vince McMahon tropes. And it's just flick through the book of wrestling storylines and pick that one.
Sean's book.
Pick a non-finish and pick this. And it's just not very inspired and not really creative or getting me excited for, like, I'm not going, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next on this show.
Not for months, not for years.
And I have been like that. I have been that with WWE shows where I'm like, man, I want to know what happens next in these stories.
Yeah.
Or I can't wait to see that match. But
what would you say? Okay, No Mercy is the next one. Okay, well, obviously we have that Homecoming in a few weeks, so maybe they try to stack that Tuesday show up. We need NXT legends showing up on that. We need Johnny. We need like NXT Full Sail people.
Yeah,
you know, Finn, Asuka,
Richie Steamboat.
What's Richie Steamboat? What's Chris Christopherson's son doing?
Yeah,
Garrett Dillon.
Who was the other one we had there?
Aiden English.
Yeah.
Simon Gotch. Don't say his name. Oh, I said it. Never mind. Yeah, all the throwbacks to Full Sail. What do you think? Going to No Mercy, Ricky versus Oba after this face-to-face, you'd assume that?
I think so.
Lola versus Jacy.
I think that's locked in, it seems.
Hank and Tank versus DarkState rematch. That's the only other tag team in this company.
What are the other tag teams
in the show? I mean,
Chase You. Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah,
is there?
Yeah, there is no tag division on this show, really. So there you go. That's us fantasy booking No Mercy. And I mean, Halloween Havoc's a ways away.
We have, I did throw up the feedback a little late here, but Magan managed to get in as always and says, Javon Evans and Oba Femi were out of this world in the main event. I have faith that they'll do a rematch and Javon wins the belt. Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace bodied it. Chelsea Green was over like Rover. Ethan tried to turn Lowell against them, but it didn't work.
Lowell.
I do like the speed titles are becoming NXT exclusive. I wonder what the field is going to be like and if the 3-minute rules are going to be in effect. The full slate of shows looks real intriguing, especially Homecoming, when NXT returns to its old stomping grounds at Full Sail. Halloween Havoc is going to fall on my birthday. Overall, Heatwave simmered at the beginning and burned by the end.
So big fan of Oba and Javon.
Yeah.
Definitely the match of this show to check out. So there you go. Our thoughts and opinions on WWE NXT Heatwave. Let us know in the comments. Agree, disagree. What was your match of the night, etc., etc. And if you're excited for the upcoming NXT shows, Homecoming, and all that fun stuff. Again, we do this every Tuesday. We talk about NXT right after the show, And we talk about a lot of other stuff. We have a few minutes. We could give some thoughts on the other wrestling we did. We mentioned we had a little bit of a watch party earlier today in Toronto at Wide Open, one of our favorite dive bars in the city. And we had Forbidden Door on, and we had some cocktails and some drinks, and we had a good time.
It's a great time. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Really enjoyed the show. Obviously, we weren't taking notes about it and stuff, but what was, maybe not go match for match, but what were some highlights for you?
Okay, so we did have the pre-show on, and I got to shout out Michael Oku. We love that guy, but that bump he took, he got thrown out of the ring. Man, my God, is he signed to AEW? He's good. He's so good. I
think he will be.
Like, we've watched the Will Ospreay matches last year, 2 years ago, or whatever, and they were incredible. But he is someone to watch, and like being the or one of the like top British indie wrestling stars in the last little while. I think it was really cool to have him part of the show, like wrestling in front of that many people at the O2 and everything. Like, I think that was pretty neat. So there was a lot of chaotic pre-show matches. It was all like 6 men and all this, but it was pretty cool. It got the action going, and there was like everyone got their shit in essentially. Yeah. So I don't think anyone was mad at the pre-show. It was nice.
Yeah. And then kicking things off with Cope and Christian coming together.
The CNC Canadian Club. Yeah, you know, it sucks that Nick Wayne got taken out of the match, like story that this whole thing been following, but it's injury, right? So makes sense. And the next logical thing is, well, what's the dinosaur doing? So we got Edge, Christian, Kill Switch, and who's in this match?
Kip Sabian.
Yeah. How can I forget Kip Sabian? Oh, and Mama Wayne, who stole the show.
Really weird bit in this where Luchasaurus just decided to let Kip Sabian get Doomsday device, which was strange.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah.
But I did like the finish with the pop up into the spear. Like, I was trying to remember, like Edge and Christian didn't have a whole load of tag team moves, did they?
Hitting people with a concerto multiple times. Yeah.
They had they do the wheelbarrow splash, wouldn't they?
Right.
Apart from that, which they do in that Rumble when they return.
Right.
But crazy. They haven't had a match since Invasion 2001.
Like, they haven't had a match tag teaming together. That's crazy. That's nuts. So that's like feud, like 2000s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, but they didn't team in the 2010s.
24 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is wild.
Yeah, you know what? A match that just got the people excited to see that moment. You know, I saw a lot of our friends. Shout out any of our listeners who were at this show. I could see there's people were just like making posts. I saw so many posts. I didn't know Edge and Christian were so over in the UK, but people like, oh my God, I get to go to like Edge and Christian's reunion. Oh my God, Edge and Christian back together. It's like, oh, I guess people, they seemed into it. And like, we're in Toronto. We're just all watching this waiting. Okay, but are we getting you in Toronto? Clearly we're going to get them in Toronto, but it was a fine match. I didn't think it was anything.
I think what was interesting was Brodito winning the tag titles, because we've been thinking, do we go FTR and Edge and Christian? Weird one, because I'm pretty sure they announced that this was going to be an elimination match, and then they got rid of that.
Were you just high? Did you just?
I've heard that from a few people.
You were the only one today being like, it's an elimination match, and I was like, is it? Oh, I guess. And then it wasn't.
But then, I thought you had Ricochet and Gates of Agony chasing off the Hurt Syndicate, calling right back from them geeking out Ricochet way back when.
Right, so they bitched him out. So
exactly. So I guess him getting a bit of revenge. I think the thing is, like, Gates of Agony just are not over at all.
Right.
So, and especially them all coming out in New Japan.
Yeah.
Gear, like, I think people were expecting a big surprise, and it was just, it's just Ricochet and these guys. And then I thought the end was kind of weird. It kind of fell apart a little bit for me.
Yeah. I mean, one of the coolest moves I've been raving about in wrestling lately is that double team. The Brody Lee does the like lift up, the dirty dancing almost, and Bandito does the 450. And then this time they kind of fucked it up, and he didn't quite get the full rotation, but then he pinned him anyway.
And weird people trying to break it up, but not. It seemed a little mistimed at the end.
Yeah, a little. Like, the match itself was pretty chaotic, but there was really fun stuff in it. But I think the finish maybe threw people. But then people realized, oh wait, Brodito won.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it, we're happy. We ball. Let's go.
Great. And I haven't seen the press conference, but apparently Brodito came across very well.
Yes.
Brody King.
Yeah, love that so much. I mean, I think everyone just assumed they were added into this match to like get pinned or something. And I don't know, we were at the Bucks Brodito match a few weeks ago in Cleveland, and we were like, oh man, we were right away like Brodito's the best thrown together tag team.
Hurt Syndicate didn't get pinned though.
Yes. So Ricochet continuing the beef with them because they bitched him out, but MVP wasn't there to stop him. Yeah. Right? Like MVP wasn't right with them, but it's
absolutely nothing with MJF and Hurt Syndicate. You know, people have been questioning, has that all been a ruse, a work, and really actually no even mention of their.
That's kind of odd.
It does feel very drop cold.
Like is MVP allowed in the UK? I would assume so.
Don't see why not.
Right? Like I know they've mentioned WWE as past history and stuff like I don't know, like that, but it was kind of weird that he wasn't on the show with them, only for Ricochet to like. I think it would have been more effective if Ricochet like had attacked MVP even to continue, like to really show that he's like not sticking it to them. But I thought the match was really great. It was unfortunate about the finish for sure, but like Brodito becoming one of the best. Like, oh wait, we just took two lit wrestlers and put them together, and now they're like a sick ass tag team. So I'm excited to see some of the run they do with this. I wouldn't expect them to drop it, because I don't know if Edge and Christian need the titles.
Well, I think you can. I think they should build to a single a match against
FTR.
No, against Hurt Syndicate,
right?
Because we haven't seen that, right?
Yeah. Well, they were screwed, so
they hadn't faced each other one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I think you could go to that.
Yeah, like if you do FTR versus CNC, Canadian Club, Cope and Christian in Toronto, it doesn't need the tag titles.
No,
I don't think so.
I did really enjoy Zack Sabre Jr. against Nigel McGuinness.
The most British wrestling match of all time.
I wish this had more build to it. I didn't really like that this was Nigel just winning a random four-way match.
Yeah.
I think there was stuff they could have told. Yes, G1 was going on, but nothing stopping Zack from sending in a video or even coming in before the G1 started to be like, I need a hot challenger, and like bringing Nigel kind of out of his semi-retirement to wrestle this match. It just seemed a bit random. It's just some four-way where Nigel's suddenly a wrestler again, and now he's challenging for one of the top prizes in wrestling. All that aside, though, I loved the video with Johnny Saint.
Yes, playing chess,
and him and as his coach front row, just thinking like these three generations of British wrestlers.
Yeah,
Johnny Saint, Nigel McGuinness, Zack Sabre Jr., and we know all of them model themselves on like the guy before. So I thought that was awesome. And just I love this style of wrestling. I think Zack is just so fun to watch. And it really worked for me. And I thought I quite liked the not pulling the trigger with Garcia, because I think they were teasing it. You see him walking out with the towel right away,
looking
and you
mean,
go,
sad,
oh, this is what's going to happen. And I kind of like that they didn't do that. I think we can get there with a Garcia McGuinness feud, maybe, but didn't necessarily need it here. And I think especially having the, morbid ending of the show, maybe this was a nice moment to just leave the crowd kind of happy with Nigel standing tall.
Yeah, I didn't get the Garcia stuff. And over the years, we're huge fans and supporters, way before AEW. We've loved this guy, Red Death, shout him out. But it felt it's feeling miscast here. Like the story, you're right. Like this is Nigel and Zack. They probably had this in the plans for a while. This is a dream match for both of them. They tangled a little bit in Wembley last year, but to do it one-on-one here, like I said, it's the most British match. And then they're adding, Johnny Saint. They're like, technical wrestling's like a game of chess. And then he's showing him chess, and then they're beating each other. I've been in a bit of a chess phase lately, so I actually was like trying to see what Johnny was doing. And Johnny Saint seems like the kind of guy to move the knight, the horsey first. His first move is the horse, and it's like, whoa, calm that down. But I really like the video. I really love the crowd reaction here. Oasis and like just everything. And then it's like ZSJ winning with the counter to a counter of a pinning thing. Like it was really good. It was really sweet. And just the wrestling, like I could have watched them do this for like an hour, I think, of just going at it and countering and everything. So loved it in it. It was great stuff. Great. Johnny Saint pretty pissed that his guy didn't win though. He didn't. I guess Nigel's playing checkers. Is that how the thing goes?
Yeah.
I love Danielson on commentary, who just was on one the whole night. If you think Booker T on NXT is on one, Danielson on commentary, he's like, there's an uppercut battle, Nigel and Zack, and they're like killing each other. like bleeding even. And Danielson's like, oh yeah, both guys have great uppercuts. Obviously, my uppercuts are way better than both of these guys. I was like, yeah, you're probably right.
It's been weird, the Danielson involvement since he came out on Dynamite this week on commentary, because he came out in the main event at All In, as Blue Panther, and
that was him?
Took out Yuta or whatever, and then disappeared again, and now he's on commentary. And even on Wednesday, it was a little jarring, because I think Death Riders are in the opening match, and Brian's just going like, yeah, and obviously I used to ride with these guys and things ended badly, but anyway, what a drop toe hold there from Wheeler Yuta. And you're just like, what?
You hate these guys.
He just seems so over it. And it was interesting that they pulled him from commentary for the main event, because you were going to have Yuta, etc., getting involved, and the angle they pulled with Ospreay, it felt like they got him out of there so people aren't expecting him to help. But I'm wondering, is this a red herring? A little bit, like teasing that, he's just in this commentary role now, that he's going to be coming back. Is that just me being wishful thinking?
Like, me and you were in Texas and he shows up and we're like, okay, Danielson's here, but like, is the stories that he's got to like get neck surgery, this and that, like, is he hurt, whatever? And then a few days later, he shows up on Bree's podcast and he's like, his wife, Bree, is like, hey, you might want to like answer some questions, because we're getting like attacked by people online being like, hey, are you back? So can you tell people, like, are you back? And he's like, no, I shouldn't even done that. And I've seen the clips of him talking about the WWE, like almost threatening to sue him over the yes chance. And he was like, yeah, all right, bet, hold my beer. And then the yes chance. But I don't know. I don't think he's back. I would love it. But then I think, I think of that meme, Cody Rhodes taught me how to lie.
I just feel they brought him in like so casually,
right?
Like after all this time off since his murder at All Out last year. It was All Out, wasn't it? Yeah. And then they've just brought him back like, oh yeah, and our newest member of the commentary booth, just like he's Matt Menard, right? Someone, it's just a little bit weird.
I'm happy to see him. I definitely miss him, and I would hope we get to see him back in the ring again sooner rather than later, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I would love it if all of a sudden it's like, I can't believe this is a sentence I'm going to say, but Wheeler Yuta would probably be the first match, or Mox, or like one of those Death Riders, right? Like, you would still think the story is he's pissed at them for almost killing him.
Yeah.
But like Wheeler Yuta versus Danielson, is that like necessarily the big enough? I don't think so. I think it would be Mox.
Yeah.
But we've seen that a bunch.
We've seen it a lot.
Anyways, I just want Danielson back. All right. So if he's on commentary, he's still good at that, I think. He's weird on it. What was he talking about? Fletcher? Was he talking about Fletcher's dick or something? I don't know what he was talking about.
I'm on
commentary. That was fun. Kyle Fletcher versus Takahashi, right? Hiromu. TNT title.
Yeah, it was good. I can't say it was memorable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really think of much from the match. Like, both are great. I think Hiromu isn't, like, I think he's still good, but they definitely kind of lost steam with him, and that's just one of New Japan's issues right now. And didn't think they did a great job to build him up for this match. And it was okay. It didn't get to that next level for me.
Yeah, Hiromu, like, we always wondered, like, he should have been a guy New Japan pushes, but injuries and everything, maybe that's, they haven't necessarily taken the chance. But there was some fun stuff in it, and I'm interested to see more of this TNT title run from Fletcher, because he's great. But we'll talk about the Don Callis family and all the members maybe in a bit more after. Mercedes Moné, 4-way match for the TBS title. Alex Windsor, Bozilla, and Persephone. Bozilla. Very impressed by Bozilla. I've heard of her. I've seen clips on social media, but I can't say I've actually watched a complete match. And she was throwing these girls around. And, we watch many wrestlers with different smoking apparatuses as entrances. Yes, I'm looking at you, Josh Briggs, with your not so smoking skull. Bozilla has it down pat. Her gimmick is Vader.
Yeah.
She's huge, throws people, potatoes people. Got a smoking helmet. She's great.
She had some of that, like, sort of greenness, awkwardness that is really exciting to watch.
Sure.
When I hope she's not hurting people.
Yeah.
but it looks like she's just roughing people up. And sometimes it's just really fun to watch that. I thought Persephone stood out as well.
So has Shawn Michaels and Triple H signed Bozilla and Persephone yet? Or?
I could see that happening, yeah. I thought they both showed up in this match. 4-way, especially with Mercedes doing this now 9 belts gimmick.
Yeah.
Not a hope in hell that she was dropping this title.
Right.
So that did lose something from it. But as just a showcase exhibition, I found it quite fun.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Alex Windsor since coming into AEW. Again, seeing Bozilla and Persephone. I'm pretty sure we've seen Persephone in the past, but I was super impressed with some of the back and forth stuff. And Mercedes' entrance with the guards and the titles and everything. It was a nice little, like, again, the 4-way multi-person matches in wrestling have really stepped up in every company lately. So it was pretty cool, but definitely need to see more of Bozilla. Will probably win the NXT Championship by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened last year?
With the
care, right? Yeah. All right. We had, we mentioned Zach and Nigel. That was fun. The 3-way tag we mentioned. Big Kaz, big match. Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland for the unified championship. I thought this was great too. Just seeing the match graphic of this match already made me love this match. Like, these two had great chemistry together. Swerve has been on one hell of a run, but these two not ever wrestling is pretty crazy. So I was really getting into this. And then the same thing happened at All In. Okada Kenny. Wham. Huge Rainmaker. Okay, kick out. He didn't kick out. Match over. So my only gripe is I still thought there was another like 10, 15 minutes in it. It only went 16 minutes, 30 seconds. They must be protecting Rainmaker. Like, they must be protecting him, but the move, because they sold it like he once that move finally connected the full form Rainmaker, no one kicks out of it, is I guess the story going with this.
I thought this was good, but I kind of feel the same way. I think they've done a great job making Okada feel more prominent since the build for the Kenny match.
Yeah.
I think we've seen such great matches with Okada in the past, and there's such high expectations. As you said, this is a match graphic match.
Yeah.
You just see Swerve Okada, you go, yep, that sounds great. But it didn't blow me away. And I felt I was saying the same thing about Okada Kenny at All In as well.
He's mailing it in, the Rainmaker.
I don't know if he's mailing it in, but it's just not what it used to be. And it's one of those matches where I'm sat there watching it and I can't really fault what I'm watching, but I didn't necessarily get emotionally connected to this.
That's totally fair. I hope they continue with this. Like, they're trying so hard. Having him beat 2 huge guys here. You beat Kenny and you beat Swerve clean, both. Like, what's the plan here? Who's the guy to take this guy down? Is it Takeshita? Is it like what is that end game goal?
I think the thing is with, I said with the Mercedes one, there was no chance that Mercedes was losing this. I think in this case, Okada's just come off of winning that huge match at All In. Plus, we hear that Swerve's been working with a torn meniscus, which they bring up in commentary on this because it's the whole target of Okada.
Yeah.
So you really can't see Swerve walking out this as champion because he's going to need some time off, which, lo and behold, they write him off after this match. With
right.
Okada attacking the knee. So I couldn't really buy anything that anyone else is going to win other than Okada.
I think it's still weird for me seeing it. I'm maybe on my own. I like the fact that they're really trying to protect him and make him feel like he's he's untouchable. So eventually we need to find a feud where the guy to beat him, but maybe he just holds this for a while, like going forward. But I like the protecting of the Rainmaker. They're making it like, the wrist control counter was great. Huge pop in the bar, big pop with the Swerve counters.
You're not
the wrist
holding
control.
my wrist.
I'm holding your wrist, and I screamed. Yeah, it was great. That was fun. You're right though. It didn't get to like old school Okada levels and some of the Swerve stuff, but I wouldn't be mad if we ever went back to this one. I think there's another one in there between these two for sure. Athena versus Toni Storm for the AEW women's title. Right away, Toni pile drives Billy. I loved it. I thought the missed thing was later on when Billy finally gets up and starts interacting again. Just do it again is what it was missing. But really love this match. Athena reminds me always that she is one of the best wrestlers, but acting and the character work is still what bothers me in her wrestling.
Cartoonish, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's very cartoon villain and
pantomime.
Yeah, and I think especially with Billy Starks running around, who just feels like, I don't know, LeFou or like something like the
crazy little kid hyped up on lackey. Mountain Dews or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the Ring of Honor stuff. I hear the matches were good, but there is still a bit of a disconnect with me and Athena, as good as she is in ring.
I thought the match was good. I wasn't expecting Athena to win, but eventually when she becomes a character that it connects on AEW, like I think already people are like, oh, wait a second, I used to like her, or I know her and she's good and stuff. So I thought that was good. What was that? Athena hit the Ataxia into like a Koji clutch.
That looked very nice.
That was really class. I like that. But fun match as well. Tony's been on a hell of a run. Obviously the London crowd really supportive of her. And then what else was there on this?
We had the Hangman Page defeating MJF in 31 minutes for the AEW World Title. Lot of shenanigans at the end of this one. But kind of like they left it at the end of the match where it's like Hangman looks at the contract and he's like throws it at MJF and he's almost like, try me. You threw everything at me there. You threw your diamond ring. You threw a second diamond ring. Yeah. The contract, all these stipulations. Low blows. And I still fucking beat you. Fuck off. Now, see what you can do with that. Try and cash in on me. It felt like at the end. I think both these guys are fantastic. And you know what? I think we say on this show a lot. You always get the Kane feud, don't you? The first title defense is against Kane or the Big Show. Someone who seems like a threat, but you know they're not winning the title. And I think that's always difficult. Like your first title defense as a new champion. How do you get fans to buy that this title could switch hands? Especially when you've had such a chase to get there as Hangman. You think he's going to have at least a couple of months with this thing. And I actually think as overbooked as this was in the build, and I can't say I particularly like the stuff with Mark Briscoe and getting threatened to get set on fire unless Hangman didn't make this a contract match. That being said, I think all of that, for me, made me think, well, maybe MJF could walk out as champion. Maybe they could pull some funny shit here that gets the belt on him, and therefore it did add stakes to this match. So I thought they achieved their goal. But I think there was just too many things they thought about in this. The Mark Briscoe coming out for really no reason.
He got stopped. He couldn't even help.
Stopped. And there was just a little too much going on at the end for me.
Which is crazy because for this match felt like, what was it, 30 minutes or something like that? Like for the 28 minutes, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good. Like Hangman and MJF are two of the best to do this shit right now. And we're looking ahead, Toronto All Out here in our hometown. Like, I kind of want a rematch, and I want none of the shenanigans now.
Yeah.
Like, do what MJF in the past was it Darby? Like, no, beat me with a headlock, that kind of shit. But aside from the foot on the rope and maybe just MJF is so good that even when I'm a full grown adult watching this, being like, I love when this guy's a bad guy because he's so good at being a bad guy, and then he pulls out the ring. He tries to get Hangman to do it because the DQ's up. He kicks him in the nuts. There's a ref bump. And then all through this, he pulls out another ring. I was like, yo, man, fuck you, man.
I was trying. Wasn't there something about he had the ring stolen, didn't he?
Yeah, so he has two.
So then he got a new one. And then I think he
got it back.
Back
from London. Shot. Remember? Yeah.
So he's got these two. But
I just it's like when Edge, back in the day with I don't know, he took out Kofi Kingston and takes his spot. I'm just like, you're such a dick that even you're just so good at it. Yeah. So Hangman is your Superman or your Batman, and then you got MJF as his Joker or his Lex. It's like you got the yin yang of the super baby face that's so good to cheer and everyone loves him. And then MJF is just so much fun to hate. So I I didn't like the shenanigans at the end, but I can't say I didn't love this. I loved the two of them when they were out there for the first 20 whatever minutes. I thought it was magic, and I would love to see this happen again. There's such good foils for each other.
Was it Okada swerve when Wardlow returned as well?
Oh, right. Yes. Big Mike, right?
Big Mike.
Is that his real name? Mike Wardlow?
Mike Wardlow.
Nice. Wardlow has also joined the Don Callis family.
So, right.
That's like 10 people in the group. Quick, off the top of your head, including Don Callis, of course. Don Callis, Okada, Takeshita, Fletcher, Brian Cage, Lance Archer, Hechicero, Josh Alexander,
Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero,
and Wardlow. So 11, I guess. If you count Don
and Wardlow.
Was there not more people? There was other people in the past.
That's everyone else.
The Bucks kind of sometimes.
Former members: Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, Roosh, and Powerhouse Hobbs.
This is like NWO.
This
is getting up there. How many people are in
But
this?
Also, how many factions has Wardlow been in?
Oh, true. The Inner Circle? No.
He's been in
MJF's thing. Pinnacle?
Well, he was technically in the Inner Circle as well with MJF, right?
Okay, yeah.
They joined that.
Yeah.
Then the Pinnacle.
Jeez.
Then he was Undisputed Kingdom. Right? Adam Cole's thing.
Wow.
And now the Don Callis family.
Don Callis family, okay, so they tease, he joins them and then they're all celebrating, and then Takeshita comes out and then has a bit of a stare down. So, again, being the big Takeshita fan that I am, because he's the best to do it right now, what's his match at All Out? Is it Okada? Would you go there right now? I don't think so.
Seems quite soon.
Yeah, how would you get there, right? But the Don Callis is known for letting...
Callis has done in the past where he's like, I want these two to fight it out.
I want Fletcher Takeshita one-on-one eventually too, but yeah, it makes me interested to see what
I want Wardlow Trent.
Because Takeshita comes out, they did it purposely and he got a pop because it's he's kind of a babyface now.
Weird not having him wrestle on this show. I know he's just done the G1 and it's grueling, but other people had just done that, and I just think coming back as a big match as the G1 winner. Or come out after the Zach and Nigel match.
Well, the thing is, I'd say, hey, give the guy a break. He just wrestled the G1, but he literally just wrestled on Collision. So, against Ishii. So,
right.
Why wouldn't you just wrestle on this show? Why wouldn't you do the Ishii match on this show? It's forbidden. There wasn't a lot of New Japan, but that's kind of okay in 2025. But yeah, long live the Don Callis family. Wow, what a faction. Going to be up there as one of the best factions ever. Main event. We knew this would be the craziest shit, and yeah, it was. Lights out steel cage match. The Golden Lovers are on the card. I'm strapped in. I'm locked in. Kenny Ibushi, Darby, Hiroshi Tanahashi, bad knees and all, and Will Ospreay. Darby's the healthiest person in this match going into this, and they're taking on the Death Riders, Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. This match was everything I knew it was going to be, just utter chaos. We got the Ring of Honor, CZW, New Japan cage. It goes around, but it's shorter.
Yeah, exactly. More of a pen kind of thing to keep them in there.
Exactly. Like a 2K game, the WCW Assault or something. Yeah.
It did mean no dives into the ring because it was too far.
Right.
We still had dives. I love Tanahashi teasing going up, and everyone's like, no.
Moment of the show is Tanahashi teasing. And of all people, Kota Ibushi to be the person of reason.
Yeah.
No. Don't jump off that. Actually, this thing's higher. Jump off this.
I love Tana's involvement in it. He'll just come in, hit a sling blade,
kind of
disappear. You forget about him. So I'm going to climb a ladder. No, Tana, don't climb a ladder. Okay. Tana, how about you win the match for us? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's that one guy who doesn't help in your group project, but you just love him, though.
Now, we were watching this in a bar with the doors wide open with some nice Cuban music playing.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
But the ear spot. The fork to the ear. Everyone was screaming in this bar, and I saw these two people walk past.
Yeah.
Hear the screams and walked in.
What's
going on in here?
Yeah, I was absolutely screaming. I was gagging at one point here. This was absolutely gnarly, disgusting, diabolical, but I loved it so much. Yeah, that fork with when spacers, those ear spacers were so popular. I would say they're kind of phasing out, but obviously not because this guy's got one. But they were so popular in 10 years ago, and And then just seeing Jon Moxley do this to one is what a lot of people wish I always want to do the padlock thing to those people. I'm surprised they didn't do that here. Instead, he just cut it up like he was eating steak. He literally just cut this man's ear up. Disgusting. Like, this guy is not going to have earlobes anymore, which is a shame. But wow, this was absolutely horrid. There was Tanahashi almost getting thrown into barbed wire. He dodges that. Tanahashi was just like Mr. Magoo in this match. He avoided all the danger and still ended up winning the whole thing.
I much preferred this to War Games with the staggered entrances. Where you're just waiting for shit to happen. This was just like carnage right away.
Chaos.
They allowed moments to breathe. You know, people die on the outside, and then then it's Young Bucks and Golden Lovers in there. So that gets a reaction. Yeah. I loved the whole entrance for Ospreay. Like, I got goosebumps for that. Like, it's just
great video.
You know, like this, he's wrestled in, obviously he's wrestled in Wembley, which is bigger, but still the O2 Arena, like a loud closed roof arena.
It's James Bond's venue.
It is, yeah. So must have been pretty special for him, and breaking the record as well at this arena.
Oh yeah, what, 18,000 or something? Like, pretty crazy. I'm sure people dispute and stuff, but like, that's crazy. This crowd was so loud and rabid, and for Will being the hometown boy and everything,
they made him feel like the guy. Yeah, and this was the loudest the crowd were, chanting Ospreay, and singing his song and all that at the beginning.
I bet he was very emotional, and like, obviously he's probably in an insane amount of pain wrestling. He shouldn't have been cleared for this match. I'm sure he wasn't
Did you
even.
See what happened to him after?
Yeah, I mean, I loved. He did a huge moon off the top, but when we got Ospreay and Omega doing that
moon's me someone else.
That moon over the top
did a huge moon.
He did a huge moon. He got his ass out. I loved Omega and Ospreay doing their combos, and even Kota Ibushi looked good. Actually, he looks good as well. So this was a 2K match that I would have made up when I was a kid or something. Yeah. But this was awesome. You have 2018 New Japan and Darby Allin. Like, this is a fantastic, crazy, insane match, and I kind of already wanted to go back and watch it. You had Golden Lovers, you had Gummy Bears, Haribos. I know you marked out for the Haribos.
Oh yeah.
It's a PWG throwback, but yeah, love the Gummy Bears. I'm trying to think of what else happened in this thing. Tanahashi winning was super funny, but it's just crazy. There's so much like nonsense, but I love it. Like, I love Marina shouting "Fuck you, Kenny."
Yeah,
everything. It had a little bit of everything, and I'm sure so many people hated this kind of stuff, but no, I loved it.
Sure, for this crowd as well was.
I think this was my favorite match of the whole day. This is how fucked it was. Yeah. Like, it was insane. It had so many crossed over stories. You had Moxley doing Moxley stuff, who's had a complete turnaround too, by the way. Why did we ever doubt this man? Like, I feel bad. Like, it wasn't his fault. the Death Riders run up to this. It was just
Cope's fault.
It was just Cope. It started off bad, and then Jay White, and I don't know what we were doing, but he's the true ace, man. Like, he'll cut someone's ear up. He'll get his ear cut up. He'll do anything for our entertainment. And all these guys did, like, they did some crazy shit in here, but I thought Kenny, my goat, Ibushi looking good. Like, all the guys that I was worried about ended up okay, aside from Ospreay.
And thanks for reminding us, Jake. Thank you for the super chat. Bop and Hanson for the entrance.
Oh, yes, the Young Bucks. Slick Nick and Instant Replay.
Yeah.
Todd and Rod.
Which is funny because I believe that's what I think they say in their book that's what they've come out to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, they look like Hanson.
Yeah. And it's such a like expensive.
Yeah. Is that not worth more money than actually what was so funny? They come out to Mbop. And as they're like, as they're selling it, like, oh, what? And then they look at the Tron like Slick Nick, and they're like, oh, what is this? Our feed cuts out, and it says this show cannot be played. And for a split second, me and you were laughing like, oh, this is a bit from like pay-per-view. Oh, no, our feed just went down actually. But it would have been great if they're like, actually, we don't have enough bandwidth for their entrance or something, jobber entrance or whatever. So the joke is they're gonna have to come up. Like, how many things can you keep coming up with week by week? But so far, fantastic. Like, wrestling is silly to me. Wrestling is a great art form of ridiculous entertainment, and this nutso main event hit on all the little things there. Forks, moonsaults, golden lovers. Yeah, I was sold. I was smitten.
Yeah, I think overall, I really enjoyed the show. I'm not going to put it in my top AEW shows.
No.
I think there was a lot which was very good, but AEW set their bar incredibly high.
Yeah.
So there was stuff I wanted a bit more out of, I think. And and as fun as that main event was, can't really see the clear direction. And again, Ospreay being written off as well after the show with the beatdown from the Death Riders.
Yeah.
I sound negative on this. I enjoyed the show. Just AEW standards so high. And I don't think this reached, say, All In levels or Revolution from last year or those shows.
I still really enjoyed the show, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy we got to see a lot of faces, like the pre-show, lots of like mixed tags, like multiple people on this show, but I wouldn't say it was as good as All In, but I much preferred this to Heatwave today, obviously, like not even a comparison in my opinion, but not one of my favorite AEW shows, but I was super thrilled that by the end, again, that cage match was just so fucky that I need to go back and rewatch it. But from what I got out of this, Ospreay being murdered by the Death Riders, obviously he's not going to be at All Out. Obviously he's going to be away. You would hope in a perfect storytell that he would come back for a Wembley for a big like return and get the title then and everything like that. So a lot can change.
Come back for the orange.
Yeah, and same with Swerve. Like he's going to be away now. So like we're missing some big guns, but it's time that they can shuffle in some other big hitters.
To focus on your Takeshita's a bit more.
Yes.
If you're gonna give another go to Wardlow or whoever, or I know Brody King's got the tag titles now, but give him a go at a singles run for something and elevating Fletcher and Garcia and other people.
Golden Lovers, do we continue? Like, Ibushi signed, so like, are we getting more of that? Because like Golden Lovers versus Bucks one more time, Toronto, I might cry if I get to see that. So I'm looking like All Out could be good. Darby versus Mox 1-on-1 in some sort of I'm pretty gimmick
sure
match.
That's got to happen, right?
What is the next thing for Darby to do and Mox to do? Like we've done the fork, he gouged his ear out. What is like next? He's just gonna shoot him.
Big CN Tower right there.
CN Tower spot, the Drake Views spot. Like what?
Coffin drop off CN Tower.
Like these guys are so crazy that they're gonna want to up the ante, and like eventually, like it's gonna get even more dangerous than the stuff they've already done. But All Out, you would say FTR versus Cope and Christian.
Yeah.
Brodito, Hurt Syndicate, possibly maybe. Mox versus Darby, Takeshita versus someone big, hopefully. Okada, I would love that. But Ibushi, Kenny, Bucks,
Hangman's match.
True.
Like, does MJF just cash in that thing again?
I would like to
see
see that.
Try and do it more of a Money in the Bank style.
I would like to see a rematch of Hangman and MJF, and like this time he's mad that he lost, so he.
We still got the Briscoe thing. Like
Briscoe MJF could be good. We need to pay off a big.
Get a 3-way maybe, or it's not.
Yeah,
doesn't feel big enough, does it?
No, yeah, I'm not quite sure, but
we do have one more super chat from Jake who says Tony pretty much ran through everyone who's
true. Another good like Tony Storm. She's beaten everyone. Who would be the person like Megan Bain? They're trying to build up.
We've had that
Tekla
that match, haven't we?
Not quite sure where we'd go. There's no one big enough to beat Tony.
Jamie Hayter returned. We could go back to that.
True.
But
yeah,
we're baby faces. It's
it was an exciting time. If people get injured and stuff, they gotta shuffle into others and give them opportunities. So same with Brodito. Like I don't think anyone expected them to win those titles, but I'm super thrilled that they did. But there you go. That was our forbidden door, our forbidden pour of our souls and hearts into this podcast. Appreciate anyone who's listened here on the Post Wrestling feed. We are the BDE. We are Up Next, but we are Poison Rana. Give us a follow. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use, search Poison Rana Pod, including Spotify, Apple. Give us a follow. Check out all the other shows and patreon.com/Poison Rana. $5 to get retro pay-per-view reviews, NXT reviews, so much more, movies, all the podcasts, and it's $5. We do lots of shows, YouTube, and all that fun stuff. And we'll be back Tuesday here on Post Wrestling to talk about all the fallout from Heatwave on NXT. The wrestling never stops. Sundays,
we'll be back in.
Sundays are for the graps. I don't like the Saturday pay-per-views, but Sunday pay-per-views, long live, and every weekend is a wrestling weekend. It feels like now. So,
all right, let's get out of here.
Let's finish the day off. We've had a long day, and appreciate wherever you are in the world. Can't do it without the postmarks and the NXT friends out there. So we mean that for real. From here to Toronto, maybe we'll see you September 20th, All Out All Out in Toronto. See you there. Poisonrana.ca. But that is it. That is all. He's Davie. I'm Braden. Take care. Goodbye and be safe.
Ahoy!